nation. Public transport gone privatization is a sign we're losing control. More stress, more pain in we soul. We crying out, we can't take more. How we get around the island shore? From city, country, hill and bay. Who really benefiting? Tell me who today? If the bus don't run, people stop. Work late night, out of luck when basic things start to go. It's time for the people say no. If the bus don't run, people stop. Work late night, out of luck when basic things start to go. It's time for the people say no. We are selling the transport border. How the children get into school, learning life's golden rule. We are selling the transport board. How the woman go into work and play without affordable transport every day. So unfair, so unfair. People crying everywhere. We are selling the transport border. We got to vote she out today. Vote she out, vote she out if you love the people. What she know? 60 years of independence pride. Now she say walk again long stride. Like forefathers back in the day. Food for before payday. Bus fare rising, minivan gone. If you in the country, how you get home? Sun gone down, work done late. You stranded by the roadside gate. There's a progress but look close. Only the poor feeling it most. If you don't drive, you in despair. But she don't care, she don't care. We are selling the transport border. Children, workers, elderly too. Who she really thinking about? Not you. We are selling the transport board. Private ferry, transport. Public service gone out the door. So unfair, so unfair. Lift your voice, show you care. We are selling the transport border. We got to vote she out today. Bus fare high already. Look the math. Food school like Billy Marsh we pass. Fat pants up of that again. Every month more pressure, more pain. Private bus won't be stress. Only making struggle extra mess. Them say it's unprofitable, but here the cry is the poor man paying the price. How you feed your family right when transport eating half your life? She say grow, but who it for? Certainly not the man who poor. Next time she holding fat and we go flex. Botanical garden we real vex. Music done, lights come on, but the last bus long time gone. Stand up till morning light, cause no transport coming tonight. Jump on way, but reality hits. Everything we own, she's selling it. Come here selling the transport border. From town to country, people roar. Come here selling the transport border. We can't take this anymore. So unfair, so unfair. If you feel it, put your hands in the air. Come here selling the transport border. Election day, vote she out to red. Boss is life, people first. Public transport must work. No more sellout, no more tricks. Power to the people, politics. Barbados, you ready or what?
All brave for Good night, Barbados. Good night, the world. How are we doing tonight? It's a beautiful, beautiful night in Barbados. The weather is lovely, a little chill to it, and it's beautiful, really beautiful, beautiful. I'm holding in my hand the national flag of Barbados, and you just heard the national anthem of Barbados. And somebody might say, but Marcia, why do you guys keep playing the national anthem every night, and you play and you have the flag in your hand? Because it's a reminder to us here on the Marcia Weekes Show of what it is that we're about. It's about the people. On the Marcia Weekes Show, we agitate. Well, let's do it. Let's do it in the order. Emma, we educate, don't we? We motivate, we mobilize, and we agitate. Emma, 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 Emma. Just type Emma. Just type Emma. EMMA. Educate, motivate, mobilize, agitate. Educate, mobilize, motivate, agitate. Yeah, that's what we do. That's what we do on this show. And I personally have been educated on so many issues. I understand so many things. I understand how government runs. I'm learning about elections. I'm learning about the EBC, the Electoral and Boundaries Commission, which we're going to talk about tonight. This is like a university, folks. We learn about what is happening in constituents. Learn about how our fellow Barbadians really feel and what they think about various issues. This is a place of learning. It's a place of motivation. It is a place where we mobilize, and that's why we go out and we do our marches, and we help people. It's a mobilization source that happens here, and we agitate for change. That we do. Yes, yes, yes. Yes. And so thank you. If you're joining us for the first time, what we do, we prepare and we come in the seat, myself and all the other panelists. And what you do for us is to like and to share and to subscribe. Right? You will see the word nowadays, the word subscribe is there. You see the thumbs up. That is very important. And you share, especially at the beginning part show. It's important that you share, okay? And let people know that we're on. Very important. We are not a paid channel, so we don't get, we don't have ads running on here, and it's deliberate because we want it to be clear. We want no strings attached, is what I would say. What's coming out of our mouths, it's not muddied. It's not, there's no confusion. There is nobody pulling the strings and telling us, well, you can't say this evening. You can't. And we're very deliberate about that. Very deliberate about that. We don't take sponsorship from people to come on for the program to run. It's out of your donations. You donate the computer, you donate the microphone, the camera, all that we need here comes from you. And this is your channel. It is your channel. Yes. And so we need you. When you come on, you play your part as well in liking and in sharing. The sharing WhatsApp groups, etc. When you remember what I learned this from being on here. Thank God for Caswell Franklin is who actually first alerted me to that. When you like the program, what it does, it says something, and the algorithm recognizes this as something that you want to see, that people want to see. But what happens sometimes, you have people who don't want us to be on, and they go and they complain, they report. You will see a thing there that says report. And if you report the channel in mass, then what they do is they're going to put the channel lower down. Okay, so it's difficult to find me. Some of you have that you said, well, I can't find you, or, but, I've lost my subscription to you. I don't know when you're on again, because they keep reporting it. You understand? So I needed to, and we can a lot of times tell when that is happening. All right. So again, let me welcome everybody who's joined us tonight. And I want to say I want to give a big apology for last night. Last night we had some serious challenges. What we were doing, we were trying to broadcast from outside. We don't have all the best equipment for that. Equipment, as you can see, runs better inside. But we were still trying a thing, and we were hoping to get a feed from PTV. They had a little challenge, which they overcame it. But we just decided, you know what, we're going to just record, and then we'll bring it to you on the channel. So just look out. If you subscribe, you're going to get the speeches. You're going to get Mr. Thorne's speech separate, and you're going to get Elvis Wickham's speech separate, and we're going to put that out for you, right? So that you can hear it properly. And again, my wonderful viewers, we miss you too, and we apologize for that. And hopefully one of these days we will get all the equipment that we need, and what we need for outside as well. We need something with the Starlink to give us proper internet. So when we are on the outside, we use that. So again, we're going to need your help in that. Help us to get the Starlink. Those of you from overseas and you want to help, that's something that you help us with. And we're going to always try to improve, okay? But again, my sincere apologies. I tried, I'm going to try my best, right? Yes? Yes. Jade, you're correct. You're correct. Everybody just stop now and We are in a war, right? Today is January 26th. This election is supposed to be February 11th. They are not going. I see some people now coming over to my page. I follow the Facebook, and I know who they are. I can't say all of their names on here. And so I know that the scrutiny is high. The scrutiny is very, very high. Okay. So I need all to help. All right. So that's how you help. Now, we've had, let me just call out a couple names, because I saw some of you last night, because we went to the event hoping to broadcast. I saw Teroni, good night. I saw you, Teroni, last night. Vanitha, good night. I saw Jilks and Judy. I tell you, you're looking so good. Walking, Judy had a stroke, and Judy is doing so well. Oh, we love to see our loyal opposition family doing well. Shirley, good night in cold Canada. Is that you? Hi, Carol, Lurlin Wade, Flo, Joe Maloney, Ronald Chard, Cedric. Hi, Patricia, Lori Bob. And I got a chance to meet Lori. I'm going to see that later tonight. I couldn't believe it. I stopped at a house, and there said, I am Lori Bob. I almost fell over. Listen, oh my goodness. Thank you, Lori. Hey, Queen D. Hello. Angel Voice. Good night. That's Angel Voice Flo Joe. It's a new name. Maybe it's Lashley, Sonia, Anderson, Stan Clark. How are you doing? Jilks, Mildred Ben, Janetha Calendar. I am a big girl. How are you? Hey, Cami. I remember seeing you last night, Cami. Charles Canterbury, Janetha Calendar, Tyrone. Hello, Beverly Prescott, Iretha. Oh, my goodness. Oh, all these wonderful people. Cheryl and Sherry Berry, Sonia Perch, Mavis Lashley. Emma, yes, Angela Burke, Izzy, Marva Hunt, Lucinda. I saw you, Lucinda. I saw you at one of the things. I know I did. Peter Hill, Hugh. I saw Hugh. Hi, Hugh. Jade Emperor, Monica Ince. Yes, Shirley, negative comments can be deleted. Yes. Yes, I do that sometimes when I'm on Mavis. Some of these names are Chris Brewster. Hey, Sandra Pierce. Sandra Pierce. Why do I feel like I haven't had you on for a little while? Um, yes, families. That's what we are. We are in this together for real. For real, 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 real. We are regular people dealing with regular issues, and we've come tonight, and tonight is going to be an amazing night, folks, because let me tell you what we are going to be talking about tonight. Some serious business. We're going to talk about growing concerns surrounding the Electoral and Boundaries Commission. Right now, I've been getting calls from morning of people who are saying that they can't get through to find out if they're on the voters list. Today is the last day. Is that you? If you are watching, listen carefully, and if Dave could put up the number on the screen for me, if you're watching tonight, folks, and you are not on, or you don't know if you're on the voters list, today is your last, meaning up till midnight tonight. Now, while we're on the show, if you message me, go ahead, 236,000, send me your telephone number. I have someone waiting there. And let me see if she's responding before I. Okay, send it to me, and then I will try to send it to someone to see if they can help while I'm on the show, because you would imagine I'm on the show. But I'm going to send it to somebody and ask them if they can help you to be registered, or to find out if you're registered. I call, and when I call, what I did, I used the online portal, and when it came up, then I just put in my ID. Dave, I wonder if we could just show people what to do tonight. You just put in your ID, and then it's going to tell you whether you are registered or not. Okay, if you're not, then I'm sure it will prompt you what to do at this stage. Then if you message me, tell me also which constituency you're from. If you don't know the constituency, at least tell me where you live. Let me see if I can reach out to a candidate to see if they can help you. Okay. But listen, all of this is they're seeking to frustrate people from voting, but Barbadians need to push back, and this is why we have Mr. Corey Greenidge. Corey Greenidge, he is a candidate in Christchurch. What is it? East? I'm not sure which constituency, but he's going to be coming tonight, and he is saying to the Prime Minister on behalf of the Democratic Labour Party that there should be a delay in election until the voter list is properly corrected, because we don't till electoral systems are ready, and who is ensuring that every eligible citizen is fairly represented. Yes? Then we're going to turn to the heated battle for St. John, folks, where reports of large sums of money and handouts are being distributed ahead of the polls. And this raised questions about influence, integrity, and vote buying. Right? Is poverty being exploited for political gain in St. John and other places? A lot of people from St. John, they are very upset about this. They hate the fact that people could think that is how they are going to win their votes, is by paying shopkeepers. It's being alleged $1,500, for people to come and to buy drinks and et cetera, trying to win St. John. And somebody here says, they said, which we knew already, that somebody says some family members is a member of the ruling party, they said it's alleged the BLP said they don't care who win. as long as Ralph Thorne loses his seat. Did you hear that? This is what I just got in my phone at 6:49 p.m. saying that a family member of who is a member of the ruling party is saying that this is what is being said. Whatever you do, don't let Ralph Thorne win his seat. So I'm sure they will do anything to support any other candidate in St. John other than Mr. Thorne. They will try to influence the elections in one way or the other. As somebody wrote, they said, we place Mr. Thorne in God's hands and pray God's will be done in Mr. Thorne's life. Amen. Amen. Okay. What we look at, we're going to continue looking at at the Orleans. Okay, so I still had some footage left back from the Orleans. We're going to look at that. And also I have a little bit of footage from St. Philip's. So we're going to hear what some of the citizens are saying, residents are saying there. And we're going to compare community realities with the messages that's coming from political platforms. Because they say all is well in Barbados. But as you can see, when I into the constituencies, it's all is not well at all. We're going to also see something from Felicia DeJean from her constituency as well, St. George South. You're gonna see she has a video, three of them to show you, right? And then we're going to look at the DLP meeting last night and the BLP, their first meeting that they had in St. Lucie. You remember that when the children were on the stage cursing the F word and the S word, little children cursing in the song, singing at the top of their voices, their lungs, bad words. And that is what happened at the BLP meeting. I was at the DLP meeting last night, and I'm telling you that was it was very academic. It was very, I like entertainment. I was even saying, man, they should have a little entertainment. They had music in between, but it wasn't like that. There was no party. They meant business. They came for business, right? Mr. Murray is going to be on, and he's going to look at 2026 campaign so far. He's going to give a review, and we want to look at some of what Mr. Estwick said last night. I wish Dave could find that section where it spoke about certain parts of the Samoa Agreement that we've signed on to, and really, to ask some serious questions tonight and to talk with the church. Where is the church in all of this? Where is the church? Yeah. And we have so many things to talk about with the nursing homes and the QEH. And those of you whistleblowers, don't worry, I'm going to share it. Okay. But we do have some pressing, not those are not pressing, but some issues that are time constraint related. Mr. Corey Greenidge is going to join us on the show tonight. Corey Greenidge is joining us at 8:30 on the Marcia Weekes Show tonight. So you can share that information, get ready. That is going to be awesome. When he comes on, he's always a very good, very meticulous in what he's saying. And so I'm going to kind of ask you to go ahead and to let people know what we're on. Okay. Yes. Let me see here. Yeah. Let's just play in light of the comment where they say they don't want Mr. Thorne in. And, anybody, even if you're blind, you could see the work in the 2 years, Mr. Thorne, the work that this man has done as one man of a leader. Come on, even if you're not from the party, you will recognize that he has been phenomenal, nothing but phenomenal, and are afraid of him and that budget. The budget is coming in March. Yes. The budget is coming about March 15th or so. So in a month after the election, they want to get rid of him because he's going to call out the things. They want a one-party state. They want to operate inside the parliament with nobody to question them. This man dares to question them. And he uses the law. And that's what you need. You need a lawyer there. You need a lawyer because that's where laws are legislated inside there. In the parliament, they make laws in there for us. Do you understand? And that's where God put him so he could be to protect us from many things. And don't, if you say that is not true, you are not being honest about it. You're not being honest. We could list, people could go ahead and list in the comment sections the laws that this man has helped us with and make sure that we were not under them. Yeah, remember the tint law? They had to wait a whole 9 months because he showed up the holes in it. And he told Barbados, do not comply because the law, it's nonsense. Till they took his advice and they went and fixed it. And they came back with it. And he came back. Yeah? So, folks, but let's look at the entrance he received last night.
I give to you the next Prime Minister of this country, Barbados. One destiny, we are in this with rugby. We are in this with rugby. We are in this with rugby. To rewrite the story, people get the country tight, right? We step up to set things right. From Christchurch to St. Lucie, everybody know he stand for we. He watch them laws, line by line. Yeah, he said follow the law, not the headline. We all in this with rugby. We all in this with rugby. We all in this with rugby. Constitution on the people. We all in this with rugby. Rugby to unite the country. So everybody singing harmony.
Yes. That entrance. I tell you, I had goosebumps watching that, and everybody knows it's no secret that I'm in full support of Mr. Ralph Thorne as leader of the opposition, and I don't, you know that, because those of you who know the show from 2 years, 3 years. That we went on a fasting and prayer for 7 days, and the last day, not the Friday, the last day, I think it was February 10th. Is it February 10th? I have to. Wow, that's interesting. Can somebody check for me when Mr. Cross the floor, because these people are very into dates. They're into dates. Dates are very important to them because of how they're involved with the witchcraft. I remember we had that 6 days of prayer and fasting, and on the last day, the Friday, I did my prayer and I came on the show. And while I'm on the show, the message came through Ralph Thorne across the floor. I sent it to Mr. Caswell Franklin, and he said, yes, sure, Marcia. And we announced it on this show before it came out in the newspaper in the morning. Who remembers that? And that is why I support Mr. Thorne, the office. I don't believe there's anybody perfect. I am not perfect. I love my husband. My husband is not perfect. He loves me, and I'm not perfect. Okay? But guess what? We ain't going nowhere, because we know that God brought us together. There's a God element in this. And I know that God took Mr. Thorne from over there and brought him to be the opposition leader. And so I've lost friends over that. I've lost associates over that. And it don't matter to me. It doesn't matter. And I've been misunderstood because of my stance. I have been misunderstood. Where they say, oh, you just into politics. No. I listen and I hear. And I see what's for Barbados. And that's what I'm going with. And that's I have a constitutional right to do that. So I will stick with Mr. Thorne. And my is, God, the work that you have called him to do in the parliament, you are ready, when you are good and ready, when you say it's time for it to be up, is when it will be up, not before and not after. You understand? He will not spend a day in there after. So if it is up, it's up. You follow me? I am a supporter of Ralph Thorne as a leader of the opposition, not a member of the Democratic Labour Party. He happens to be, he's the political leader of the Democratic Labour Party. But I'm explaining to you something here, that this man was there. So, because you don't understand how much God loves Barbados, you know. You don't realize how much God loves Barbados. Do you know that it matters to God that we have an opposition Do you know that? It does. And if you're a Christian, you're indifferent about it, something is wrong. If you don't care, and as a Christian, whether you have a position or not, it doesn't matter. Something is wrong with that position. Something is wrong. Probably lack of understanding, could be. Or you're just so much, into your party that you don't care what happens to this country. And that is wrong. Look at what's happening right now. People are not registered. One man called me today and he's bedridden. He's so confused and worried, wants a vote, but he doesn't know if he's registered. He's an elderly man. What happened to the elderly? Why the rush? Why couldn't we do it till January, till today, and then say, all right, we will see how everything is gone, and then make an assessment and extend the time, etc. But they have to be hurrying things because she went ahead and called an election, being very selfish. Once again, disenfranchising a whole set of people, just like what she did in COVID. Because she knows that a lower voter turnout benefits her. That's the selfishness. These are the same sets of people who and damage the system in Christchurch. I can say it because I know that it happened. It was damaged. The same way I came and told you the date of the election. I'm telling you that they did that on purpose. The sewage was overflowing in the streets, not because something was wrong with the sewage system, because a human being went and did it. Facts. These people, they want power at all costs. And that's why we need to be a bit concerned when these people are so connected with the criminal elements. Because if it's power at any cost, we don't know where they will go, in what direction they will go. And you know how it is. I'm going to say what I got to say. I'm going to say what I have to say. I will. Just know that. And this selfish move, once again, there would be large amounts of numbers of people who did not get to register. Because a lower voter turnout is going to benefit the Barbados Labour Party. And we are supposed to be happy about that. Those of us who want democracy, what about all the other parties? And I saw a Christian person wrote online, that's my PM. She's full of strategy. Strategy. That's unjust. It's unjust. And you just God, and you think it's okay. You think it's okay. You laugh at it. Oh, she's so clever. No. No. She's wicked. Wicked. I said it. It's what it is. Wickedness in high places. Spiritual wickedness in high places. That kind of behavior says it's all about me. That's what that kind of behavior says. This today I was on the phone trying to connect people with this one. Call this person, call that person. And now I'm being told that I said till midnight and I said the wrong thing again. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. It's 7:30. Wow. Can somebody double check? Did Mr. cross the floor on February 11th or February 10th? I know the Friday was on February 10th. Somebody check that for me, please. He took office on February 12th, 2024. Dave, do that quick. We win. You know, these things are very. You know, the way I operate on here. I come on here. I got a plan, and I just let God move. You know, that's how we operate here. And I've got a whole thing planned out. But a minute here, we got something here, something going on here, folks. Where are we? Where are we? I'm going back into the calendar, and I will know the date. Yes, February 9th is when he crossed. Okay, and he took office in February 12th. Yes, so they're making. This is all about they're making sure he doesn't get back here. When the morning, when February 12th comes, he's not in here and he's not in the parliament. That's what we want. St. John? Wow. There's a whole family of young people who want to register to vote. What is going to happen to that? I just got that message. Dave, where do they live? Type it. This again is we're basically having a situation just like what happened at COVID. This is cruel. St. Philip, south or north? South? St. Philip, south. Wow, I think the deadline seemed to be gone. It's 7:30, it's 7:44. So what happened to those people? Electoral and Boundaries Commission. And the way it is set up, they have, I think it's 3 from the BLP and 2 from the DLP. And they have not met with the DLP. It's been alleged that they have not met with the DLP persons as yet. They're basically running my question is, are you running the EBC by yourselves? You're telling me that this Barbados Labour Party has your hand in the Electoral and Boundaries Commission as well? What is going on though? Huh? You're telling me that this motley has reached your hand into the Electoral and Boundaries Commission? Because from the time I heard February 11th, I'm saying, but you know, but we have not. They gave us a deadline. But will everybody be able to complete it? I'm a lay person, and I'm thinking like, what about them? So you're telling me this is a strategy to win elections? And Barbados agree with this? Those of you who are registered, make sure you go out and vote every single one of them out. St. John, go and do what you have to do. Defy them. Take the drinks. Take the money and go and vote them out. It's your money because you're paying them money or wherever they get it from. They use their office. You put them there to get it. power hungry. They will go down in history as the worst government ever. They will go down in history as the worst government ever. Owen Arthur will be turning in his grave. Mr. Arthur was a fair man. You know what Mr. Arthur did? He instituted this subvention. I didn't come, I have the videos to show you. But I have to say this. Mr. Arthur, let's think I have a problem with BLP, period. Mr. Arthur, okay, instituted the convention of a subvention, okay? The idea of a subvention. And if my memory serves me right, it's $300,000 that they are supposed to get a year. The opposition party. Now, she hasn't given them a cent since she has been in 7 years, because her reasoning is that they did not win any seat. So the question is, in the spirit of democracy, why not take that money and share it up among the all the opposition parties then? You know what she's done? This is what your prime minister did. That nice, sweet lady that's in the church on Sunday in a red dress, lifting hand and singing. You know what she did? She took all of it for herself. All. Put on top of all the money that they have. It is being alleged she's one of the richest prime ministers in the entire Caribbean. I'm being told they're able to give each of their candidates $100,000. Yeah, that's what I'm being told. Each candidate is given $100,000, and it's very possible. How much money you think the DLP can give the candidates? How many? How much money do you think they can give them? And plus, they have all of that. All of those people on the South Coast and on there on Bay Street, all those people who are building, you don't think that they're going to be able to give money for the election to ensure that they stay in? All of those interest groups. Yeah? You believe that? This is atrocious. And that is a leader. And when I come on and I speak like this, they say I hate her. I don't hate her. But look at her behavior. The church that she went in on Sunday, why didn't you tell her, repent of your sins? Why didn't they look at me, Martin, repent of your sins? How on earth could you be just and fear? You don't have a conscience? And some of you, you're going to look and you're going to criticize everything the DLP does. And you're going to criticize their campaign versus the BLP campaign. How are they going to be able to keep up? If you 7 years times 300,000 a year, how much is that? Somebody, some bright spark, calculate it. $300,000 a year. She take it all for her party. Right? And this that she's doing in the church, you're going to tell me, how many of you pastors said to her, what happened on your campaign trail in St. Lucie is bad for Barbados to have children on a stage cursing the F word? How many of you did that? Can you imagine if this was in the time of John the Baptist? If this was in the time of these prophets old Jeremiah, you remember when how prophet Nathan spoke to David? Huh? Who brought her the word of God when she was standing there? It's 300,000 annual subvention for 7 years. We're going into 8 years. All of this is acting, and she did this. It's carefully planned. Guys, come on. Let's look at it. Let's be real. And this is not me judging. It's what happens. The church world then have been upset over the bad word cursing children that they brought there and put them in a position for them to curse bad words on a microphone. So to clean up the act, they went to church. It's simple. And have her singing worship songs, and she starts to wear the cross. You can wear the cross and live like the devil. You could wear the cross and live like the devil. And I don't know where the church is. I tell you, the other day, the church came out against me on Facebook, boy. I didn't even remember. I didn't even know that they existed still. People I didn't even know who were on my Facebook page. Oh, they came out with their scriptures to me. They came into my WhatsApp and they came out to tell me what I'm doing wrong. I did not see one of them. I didn't see them. I didn't see the outcry from the church online. I didn't see it. Because let me tell you, a lot of them, they have a lot to repent for. They have put Mia Motley in the place of God. They have put Mia Motley in the place of God. Checker Hall said, Lucy, we won't forget. They went and took it down because they got scared. Right? Look at what this is what they do. The other party had their thing and nothing like this. Nothing. A lot of the slackness and the that is happening, all of that, a lot of that displayed up there. And that will tell you where the source of it is coming. Thank you, Stephen Strickland. There was 2 spiritual leaders that they claimed that they put in place. I'm telling you, those of you in the church community, you have a lot to answer for. I remember Owen Arthur. You all had all these prophetic words, Owen Arthur, and all of these. I remember you all. You wanted the Prime Minister, Owen Arthur, and you want whatever, la la la. How come you don't have the strength to go and do it to me? Where is the strength to do it to Mia Motley? Because she gave you all money to fix up your churches. Remember, in COVID, you got money to physically fix your church plant. You think a lot of you love so much money, you think you're going to open your mouth? You're all compromised. And God is not mocked. There should be church bodies that are going to speak out against her, but you don't want to speak out against it because she represents your party. So you choose the party over the Bible. Mr. Frondel Stewart will tell you, and if I go back in my email, I can show you where I sent them where I made sure and I quoted scripture and tell Frondel Stewart administration of what was happening. I didn't have this platform, but if he's going to be honest, he will remember I sent that to him. I wrote to also Adriel Brathwaite. I wrote to the same Minister of Tourism, Richard Seeley, who used to pass me, and we wouldn't even look at each other because he know I vex with them. I don't play. And if they get in, this chair continues on February 12th. I have chosen to speak off air to anything in with any opposition parties or so on, because I'm not going to use this platform to tear them down because they don't have a lot of media opportunities. But it doesn't mean that I agree with everything that they do. But I am saying, the church, you are found in the balance and found wanting. And if she was back in Bible times, the prophet Nathan will say, what you've done in taking that subvention all for yourself over 7 years, right? Over 7 years, it's bad. Even if you don't want to, it's not good for democracy, because you have more money than you need. That's why you have so many posters. You can bring in, you're going to hear the artists that they bring in from overseas for this campaign. You're going to have a David and a Goliath situation. That's what's going to happen. You think the small parties can measure up? You might not want to give the subvention to the DLP, but take it and split it among all of them in the spirit of democracy, so that they have something to stand up. That was the spirit by which Owen Arthur instituted that. Your own party. And that is very sad. But before the night is up, I will be showing you the videos, and we will probably start those at 9 o'clock tonight. But I have waiting on me right now is Mr. Murray, and Mr. Murray is going to be doing some review of the campaign thus far. Go ahead and like and share. And I don't know what to tell you if you haven't registered, because I'm hearing it's 7:30, and that's the end of it. That it's closed at 7:30. I just don't know. This is a mess. It's a mess what is happening here in this beautiful, adopted country. This is a mess. But let me go to Mr. Glenn Murray at this time. Good evening, Mr. Murray. Welcome again.
Thanks. Glad to be back with you. I'm looking forward to an interesting and lively night, if possible. I see you're already scoring shots all around the wicket. You're doing better than the West Indies team abroad. So, but first of all, before I get into the real political stuff, I just want to do something. I want to commend the mainstream media, The Nation, the Barbados Today, CBC, Starcom, etc., for the balance and the even-handedness they've been given, the courage of all the parties so far. It really is quite pleasing and quite hard to see that I was shocked when I saw how much time they were giving, how many people they were interviewing on Saturday from Bridgetown, etc. And I think they're to be commended, even CBC, when they do well for that regard. Because it's important, because the Friends of Democracy have gotten their share. Coalition parties have been covered. But because it's important to give these, especially smaller parties, exposure, again, in the interest of democracy. That is a form of subvention. You're helping, you're assisting the process when you do that. And I say that because to have a fear of controversy, it's important, because during the campaign, there are people in offices who sit down and count the number of inches in coverage in newspaper one party get as against another. How many photographs, the size of the photographs, how many appearances on TV, and the length of the appearances. So all these things matter to the parties, or the youth. I don't know if it doesn't matter as much now with social media. But when the mainstream media get it right, I think we should praise them, and it helps to bring calm. It helps to give a more even flow of information when everybody is beginning to see what's going on. I also want to commend you for raising a question of the subvention, the refusal, the blunt refusal of the government to give to share the subvention, the intended subvention with the opposition Democratic Party. I was in cabinet when that decision was taken, and Mr. Arthur argued that the political parties in Barbados, both the DLP and the BLP, have both contributed tremendously to the development of Barbados, and therefore they should get assistance in maintaining democracy. Do you know, Marcia, that many of the churches that they've visited get subventions from government? The hundreds of entities in Barbados that get non-governmental organizations, churches, etc., get subvention from government. So if they can get, why can't the Democratic Party get some? Now remember, Mr. Arthur was very clear to say that he was doing it in order to maintain democracy, because, and there were some people in cabinet who objected, said, no, don't give in to the DLP. Let them wait the turn, etc. He said, no, the Barbados Labour Party will not always be in the government, and someday we too. And when we lost the government in 2008, they depended on that subvention until they got back in 2018. So there's
news right now. Dave, if you can put this up. Dave, there's a memorandum that is put out. If you would remember, everybody listen up, guys. Breaking news. Let me put that banner there. Breaking news, folks, concerning the elections. Today, Mr. Corey Greenidge coming on the show tonight. I really hope that he's on. That the chance to come on. I know that he is campaigning, but I want Dave to put it up so I can read it. Dave, if you can, as soon as you can get that up for me, check your WhatsApp. There is breaking news concerning the elections right now, and you know, and this is why the action is necessary. Mr. Thorne started it. Maxine McLean, and today Corey Greenidge went on Starcom network, and someone reached out to me and said, Marcia, can you have Tony can you have Corey Greenidge on? And Dave, did you see it? Mr. Murray, we're gonna wait till you see this here. And this is why I'm saying everything that they do, something is wrong with it. Share up this live, guys. This is proof that this government, I'm telling you, Mr. Owen Arthur, a man that organized, Mr. Murray. When I came here, I saw that man. I say a little man, sorry, but so organized. You could tell. Dave, you're putting it up? So organized. What has the Barbados Labour Party come to? What you definitely need new leadership. Okay, Dave is taking a bit long for Dave, and I wanted to read it, you know. Sorry, so I'm not okay. So you can see it. It's saying here. This is what I'm reading here until Dave gets it. Says it's from the public sector reform. Public sector reform. Okay, so not from me. And it's dated January 26, 2026 to the permanent secretary minister, Ministry of Education, Science and Technology and Innovation. Subject General Election 2026. This is what it's saying. The writs for the general election were issued on January 19th, 2026, fixing nomination day as January 27th, 2026. Special polling day as February 4th and polling day as February 27th. Mr. Murray, what does that mean to you? Hold a minute, let me unmute you.
You said polling day February 27th. I thought it was February 11th. Has there been a change?
Well, this is what came out here, folks. Share this live up. This came out 8:04 p.m. after my rant. After when I was talking about it, I looked down and somebody who I know sent this to me. Okay. Yep.
But maybe it's just an error. Maybe it's a typing error. Because I heard tonight on CBC News that Mr. Thorne had warned about intention of going to the courts to bring about a postponement of the elections because the machinery was not ready and it got on. People were being deprived of it.
Mr. Murray, it's not ready. I can tell you as a fact, sir, that the Electoral and Boundaries Commission, they have not, up until this morning, they did not meet since the election was called, and there was no correspondence with the those from the Democratic Party who are part of the EBC. They did not meet. They did not have everything in place, sir. Yes, go ahead.
Marcia, this controversy involving, or the controversies that have been involving the Electoral and Boundaries Commission since the COVID elections, is totally out of character and the tradition of the EBC. The EBC used to be very, very run, quiet, out of control, doing its job out of public view. But there has been this is institution which has gained because of its efficiency in running and machinery elections, had gained Barbados such respect. And so the RPO went abroad to advise on the administration of elections. So this is totally new, but this represents a further degradation of the culture, the practice, the ethos of another very fine institution in Barbados. And the reason why you talk about the reason why I left the Barbados Labour Party in 2013 is when I saw what was happening to the culture that I have been part of for so long. I've been so productive. So what this and I have never yet heard. I cannot recall any prime minister who normally has ministerial responsibility for the EBC, or any chairman in recent, as has happened in recent time, go so much into public pronouncements on the operation of the EBC. That used to be the purview and the responsibility, the opportunity for the chief electoral officer, a professional public servant with no access to grain. They're normally brought to the public, and that instills trust and respect and believability and credibility in the electoral process. So this is a sad state that this, because you have to look not only on the short-term damage, but the long-term damage that would do to Barbados' reputation of a place of free and fair elections. We had never yet had to bring outsiders in to supervise our elections. But when all this doubt and suspicion and mistrust are generated, people have right to ask questions. And no wonder, I think this is a major contributor also to the reported high rate of voter apathy at this stage that has existed, because people doubt less and less. And don't forget, Marcia, don't forget, this started with the publication of the voter list on the internet. Remember that?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Right. But my question is, before we get, my question is the new one that's supposed to come out any day now, is that also going to go on the internet? Because that has done a lot of harm to Barbados' trust in the system, and also the trust in the integrity of their personal information. So is that also, if the EBC had been so right in doing that last time, are they going to do it again this time and put it on the internet? So it was that. Then it was the refusal to accommodate persons who were confined because of COVID that allowed them to vote, disenfranchising thousands of people, when other countries in the Caribbean had made special provision. We did not, the EBC don't even give a rationale. It just was not done. It just wasn't made to happen. And so it's a shame. I know this whole controversy about the about the registration center. This used to be a routine thing, like going and get your vaccination. This was a routine function. All of a sudden, now it's enclosed in controversy and confusion, and it is doing Barbados no good. Something has gone wrong. Something. I remember the previous previous chairman of the Electoral and Boundaries Commission, who is now the Chief Justice of Barbados, was not very communicative. And I used to work in the Prime Minister's office, and I used to be aware of when the EBC is meeting. We never got involved, but you hear of these things routinely. So to hear that they have not met in months is scandalous, disgraceful. Why? How do you justify it? How can you properly supervise and manage a national election if the commission that supervises it has the overall authority over the public service that do it, if they are not meeting and communicating? And Marcia, there was a time when there was a culture of consensus that governed the EBC, because I know people who've been on the EBC, where they're always, if there's a problem, they would talk it through till they arrive at the conclusion. It was never a majority vote. There was a camaraderie, a culture of acceptance and tolerance of either side that made it possible for them to have done such good work over time and no controversy. Now we are coming where you have a controversy a week in the EBC. It's disgraceful. It's quite saddening that another fine Barbadian institution upon which the country rests so much is once again married in unnecessary controversy and can do great damage to the reputation and the Barbadian belief in the right to vote. Grady Adams fought like murder, a great to get the right to vote in 1951, and to see it being discarded, kicked about, stamped upon, it really is quite shameful. And whoever is responsible ought to be ashamed of themselves.
I hear you speaking, Mr. Murray. Is it 80?
Pardon?
You're 80, 84, 80?
I'm only 82, 82 going to 83.
I'm adding more on to you, but I hear you speaking, sir, and I can just, you're saying words, but I'm feeling what you're saying.
It's quite distressing.
And it's really distressing. It's distressing because impression of Barbados. Can I tell, Mr. When I lived in Jamaica or when I was in the US, right? My impression, I'll just close your mic till you're ready to speak. My impression of Barbados is a place of order. The picture that I have in mind, Mr. Murray, it's like these policemen in white and like have short pants and some hat. That is what I see was on a postcard. And so I always had that in my mind. And when I moved to Barbados and people say, it's an orderly society. Everything isn't perfect, but it's an orderly society. Everybody fairly educated, things run a certain way. Businesses come here because they want to, it puts some kind of structure in what they're doing. Businesses feel comfortable setting up in Barbados because one, a lot of disruptions in terms of even electricity going off all the time. It's just order and there's some amount of structure. What I'm seeing here, guys, honestly, and I know you will say I don't like the Prime Minister, but look at what happened tonight. You're making Barbados a laughing stock. How you call an election? Everybody see you called the election too early. You called the election and the EBC wasn't ready. What else you gonna tell us? You're incompetent. You're mashing up the country. This looks bad.
Marcia.
It's more Utah, because I can't take it.
Yeah, I understand your passion, and it's required to let people know you're not taking this in our stride as though it doesn't mean it. As a result of the excellence that Barbados had, reputation Barbados had for being an orderly and well-run society, we were once time regarded, claimed to be the best managed black country in the world, which was rare, because the confusion, the coups, the overthrows, the violence, the confusion that happens in a lot of other colonies, post-colonial systems, and Barbados have been different. So this is quite out of character, and it represents, part of, I meant to talk about this earlier, but I talk about it now. Barbados had, Barbados Labour Party's information they put out as a part of a campaign slogan is strong leadership, and Barbados strong. Strong leadership and Barbados strong. Now, all my life, up to now, Barbadians have been mostly concerned about good leadership, efficient leadership, effective leadership, honest leadership, etc., organized leadership. We had never, and out of that came the success of Barbados. I've never known Barbadians, even when they're arguing about who are the best prime minister or the worst prime minister or better than, nobody said who is the strongest prime minister. And then when I see on the backdrop of the platform for the Barbados Labour Party at St. Lucie, where there's a thing about Beijing strong, what is this obsession with strength? What is this obsession with me? We want, like I said, good, efficient, organized, relatable leaders, not strong leaders, because the strong leaders has and other cultures has a different connotation. About the concept of the caudillo. The caudillo is a Spanish leader who rides a horse, a big strong man, come from the military, and they overthrew the monarchy to replace the king by themselves. So you heard about Perón, he was a caudillo. So there's this culture of wanting strong men, strong leaders in Latin America. That's why you have all these coups. That's why you have Chavez, Fidel Castro. We have never in the Caribbean talked about strong leaders yet. Why are we talking? And maybe what we're saying now, having the EBC, and I think is a part of this attempt to impose strong leadership, where you interfere with things which you have no right. Where other people, I was in the company as a minister and working in Prime Minister after Arthur 9 years. I was in Prime Minister. I was Tom Adams' personal assistant for Namibia. I never once knew of any attempt or discussion or getting involved in the day-to-day affairs, in the administrative affairs of the EBC. Never once. I'm being totally honest with you. So this is a new phenomenon. Why is this happening? So therefore, I'm even more now weary of this thing about strong leadership, strong leaders for a change in time. We have had, as far as the promoters and the near worshippers of Miss Molly is concerned, she has been a strong leader in words. Because where did our strong leader, what benefits have been brought to bear because of her strong leadership globally? Has it been able to make us treated differently by President Trump when he's going to withdraw, when he's going to alter the system for visas or other matters? No, so what we don't want strong leaders. We want, like I said, effective, good, respectable, responsible leaders who relate to the public, who communicate with the public, who are available to the public even the local press. I see there was an interview with Trevor Noah with the Prime Minister recently. There was one with Christelle Amanpour and another lady from BBC. But David Ellis, our premier journalist still, there's been only one sit-down interview, one-on-one with the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister, Molly. That was 3 months after July 2018 with David Ellis. So this is now nearly 8 years since she's favored Barbados or Barbadian journalists with a sit-down face-to-face interview where they can probe her and challenge her, not just react to what is said at a press briefing that has been organized by the government. And that is one of the things that the so-called Barbados Association of Journalists should hold themselves in shame for. They have never yet had that respect, that regard. They should demand that of them, or sometimes boycott government functions to make a point. So we have on the eve of this is quite alarming, because on the eve of another general election, when you're seeking to get the public to have faith in the system, come out and vote to choose who they want to govern them for the next 5 years maximum. But if 5 years, that now is being put in turmoil and confusion and doubt and whatnot. It is not good for Barbados.
It's bad. This is bad. This is bad. This is bad. It is embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Leave this. And I'm going to say this with leave this from other countries that don't have the history of the structure, Mr. Murray, that in public sector, that you spoke about on the show. I learned about all of that, where Barbados system was strong, that they were exporting it, So this is wrong and bad. Sorry, you see, my vocabulary is because I can't. It's stunning.
And if you look at, there's a certain consistency of outcome and the consistency of involvement that lead to these kind of events and activities. What is the one common factor? Who is the one common person involved? A leader is, to me, a leader. A defined analysis determined by your judgment, how you proceed to do left or right, A, B, or C.
But I'm hearing that 1 second that this document is fake. They go back up to the top. They're saying that the document is fake. I have to wait.
Go scroll back now again. Let me see. Scroll back now again, please. No, go back to the top. I say for a segment of education standard, that is no longer the title of that department. There's that is no longer this is probably is no Minister Husbands has one part of education. She's training and something. And Minister Blackman is education reform, education transformation. So look at the letterhead. It says the Permanent Secretary Ministry of Education to the Permanent Secretary Ministry of Education, Science, Technology, and that is an old designation. I think that was so under Minister Bradshaw, also K. McConney for a while. So this really is
we will wait by tomorrow, guys. But this is what came to me tonight. It said, and that's why I wanted to put the letter up for you to see the actual heading letter. And for before I wanted to read it from the heading letter. So we will find out if it is fake or not, or the 11th is the election day. But the point is that there's still, I know that people who are not registered are happy if it had been pushed back, but it would have been, that's what I was saying, it's embarrassing if this is really the situation. But I don't know.
What day of the week is this alleged January 27th? What day of the week is that? What day of the week? January 20th? Oh, no. Okay, that's tomorrow. February the 27th. What day of the week is that? Can you check and see?
It's a Friday.
Friday? Barbados traditionally don't call elections on Fridays. They don't traditionally call election on Fridays. Early in the week, no, not generally on Fridays. So that in it mean might trigger that. Sure, this is not above board.
Right. Okay.
Right. There's a certain method in calculating and working out the days. Like for example, you always avoid calling it in length. because of what disruption it gives to the Barbarian, to Lenten season, and so you there's certain things that you don't do, so that they'll never ever call in Lent elections in Barbados. So election on a Friday, I think is rare. It'd be rare.
Well, I'm sure I'll send out something tomorrow to make sure that you go back to the top. So this is what, Dave, if you go back to the top. So this is what we wanted to make sure. That's why I wanted to read it and not say it. You see?
Right. Yeah.
Because I wanted you to see for yourself, because so guys, listen out. Now this is a document that came to us, and this is a document that came to us. So we will, by tomorrow, we will know in the morning whether it is so or it. And I'm hoping, my hope is that there's some extension, Mr. Murray, for those who did not get a chance to register.
But Marcia, it reminds me that when the polling is normally scheduled to close at 6 p.m. But there's an extension of voting. Those who are in the line, in the yard, and they go beyond 6 p.m. to accommodate them. So why can't extensions be given to accommodate those who registered? It's the same flexibility. That's part of democracy. So if you can be flexible in the day, you can be flexible and accommodate the public who would have to vote as part of democracy by extending the registration process.
Yes. So, guys, we want to know whether this is true or not. I see Mr. Corey Greenidge is going to join us in 2 minutes. Mr. Murray, going to get your because of this. But I know he has a schedule in Christchurch South there. So he's just coming on to, to say a few words here concerning. He might be able to shed some light on this. We're seeing here, someone sent me something today, said Corey has just belled the cat. He, on behalf of the DLP, has called on the PM to advise the president to invoke Section 37 of the RPA. And what does that stand for, Mr. Murray?
Representation of the People's Act.
The Representation of the People's Act, right.
Yeah.
Thank you. Which allows for the postponement of an election until the electoral list is satisfactory. So the DLP is still calling for the postponement of the election until the electoral list is satisfactory. Until tomorrow, we'll get to know whether or not this is really fake news or is it breaking news. Okay, let me welcome Mr. Greenidge at this time. Mr. Greenidge, I'm just making sure that he's ready, and then we're going to yes, he is. Good night, Mr. Greenidge. Good night. Welcome, and how are you this evening? Welcome to the Marcia Weekes Show.
Good evening. Thank you so much for having me, Marcia. I'm doing very well. Thank you for asking.
Yes, sir. Right there from Christchurch South, and I know you've been hitting the pavement. You've been you lost a lot of weight. You've been walking.
Not sure I can afford to lose much more, but yes, and I'm cycling shoes around. The soles are becoming very weary.
And tomorrow you're going to have your nomination at Cuthbert Pilgrim Memorial Hall.
Yes.
Okay, Cuthbert Pilgrim Memorial Hall tomorrow, and it's at 12:30. 12:30. So those who are in, when you say Christchurch South, what are some of the areas that you're talking about there?
So the most westerly boundary of Christchurch South is Rendezvous Hill. So Rendezvous Hill all the way to the Coast Road, Highway 7. So that's your westerly boundary. So then if you're passing all the way up Highway 7 through St. Lawrence, through Harmony Hall, Dover, all the way past Maxwell into Oystons, then into the Enterprise and Carter's Gap area, all the way to the boundary at St. Christopher in the east. So it's quite an elongated constituency that we have in Christchurch South, and it covers quite a bit of diversity in terms of business and commercial districts in Dover and in Oistins, of course, and then plenty of residential districts all the way to the coast and Atlantic shores.
Yes, yes. And what's the population of what's the number of constituents in Christchurch South?
Currently, the voters list has just over 8,000 registered voters in Christchurch.
8,000.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. But we don't know how many are registered to vote or even on the voters list,
Yeah.
which is going to lead us to what we want to talk about this evening. Well, you were on Brass Tacks, and I was contacted to ask you to come on, and so we wanted to just for you to take a little more time. Here you do have a little more time than you have on some of those other programs to break down, this section of the law that you're talking about, and what is your bone of contention with the EBC. We would also like show you before you leave a letter that when we saw going around with looks quite official, saying that the date was pushed back. So they had me on here going off, but it seems like it might be a letter, but we'll show you that at the end. But because I want you to spend most of your time talking about what you came on here to talk. So go ahead. Why are you asking for the postponement of the election?
Certainly. So as you are aware, I was a sitting member of the Electoral and Boundaries Commission for 5 years, from 2020 until 2025. I was appointed in 2020 by the then opposition leader, Bishop Joseph Atherley. And so I would have been just on the cusp of the St. George election, just after the election, but I certainly would have been on the EBC during the 2022 election, and again more recently during the by-election in St. James North. And it is that experience that has led me to question what is happening now. Combine that with walking through the understanding that there's several persons, thousands of persons, if you combine all of the constituencies, and we have had similar results as many of us as candidates have walked through the constituencies, where thousands of persons are not on the list. And this is not, first, it's persons who have not changed their address, who have done nothing, and they simply have fallen off the list. Voters who have been, of all ages, some would have voted for decades, and then all of a sudden they're not on the list. And then there's a scenario where the list has not produced new voters. So even, for example, my son is 19 years old, and he would not have been eligible to vote in 2022, but certainly he would have turned 18 years old in 2024, and he is not on the list. So the part of the responsibility of the Electoral and Boundaries Commission is the registration of voters. And that is carried out in the intervening period between where you have weekly basis are in the field as a matter of course, continually making their checks. Each of the registering officers have catchment areas in which they work. They are to continue that job to ensure that to verify addresses and verify that persons are on the list and that should be on the list. Over the 3 years after the last election, during the period when the project for the National Trident ID card was on the way, registering officers were not in the field. That Trident ID card program was simultaneously geared towards trying to re-register the population. In other words, once the voting public over the age of 18 came in to get their ID cards changed or to get a new ID card, it would have been an opportunity to re-register the population. There was plenty controversy from all different angles as to the trust in the Trident ID card, and that process was less than a success. And then in 2024, there were further efforts to try to re-register the population, where registration centers were set up, and persons were supposed to come in. And again, that was less than successful in terms of the statistics. And again, we tried to use postmen. This was something that came out from the Prime Minister, who suggested that postmen be used. And again, that was not fully successful. So you are here now in 2025, and the EBC then publishes a purge of the list, as it were, which seemed to be an indication that they themselves were not happy with the list, because what, if nothing, the by-election in St. James North highlighted that there were some almost 2,500, by the Prime Minister's own admission, of persons that should not have been on that list. So you have this process that is being undertaken that has not been successful. And we get to this point now, and the Prime Minister calls an election where there are so many problems with the list. And not just call an election, but call an election a full year before it is constitutionally due. So it's not like we're up against the clock that we have to call the election. And in so doing, in calling the election, you have now forced the EBC to produce a list that has so many problems. My contention is that persons who are carrying on their everyday lives, yes, people should be responsible and respond to calls to go to the centers and to go and check, but that is not the normal course of people's lives. And you have a scenario where people are just not on the list. There are endless problems. I get calls daily, hourly. Can you check to see if I'm on the list? Where do I go? There's a lot of confusion surrounding it. So my contention is, why not govern as normal and give the EBC the opportunity to get their act together and be able to produce a list that is reasonable and satisfactory? No, instead, we've called an election, and there is the possibility that thousands of persons can be disenfranchised and not have their right to vote. And that is my biggest concern. Juxtaposed to that also, you have called an election, and the Electoral and Boundaries Commission, just for the education of your viewers, the Electoral and Boundaries Commission is made up of 5 commissioners. As I mentioned earlier in the show, I was one of the commissioners during the period of 2020 to 2025. 3 of those commissioners are appointed under the advice of the Prime Minister, the chairman and 2 members. 2 members are appointed under the advice of the leader of the opposition, the deputy chairman, and 1 other member. So you have a 5-member commission that specifically is responsible for the conduct and the direction of the election. And the election was called some 9 days ago, and that commission has not met. That commission has not met. And there was plenty talk on the talk shows on Sunday. I'm sorry we did not tune in, and I would have chimed in then. And all sorts of, but the reality is that the constitutional right of the constitutional responsibility, I beg your pardon, of the commissioners is to meet such that they are able to properly execute the conduct and the direction of the election. And I am told and made to understand that the chairman of the committee, of the commission, I beg your pardon, has not responded to the calls by the opposition commissioners to hold a meeting. Instead, he proposes a meeting tomorrow, which is nomination day, which means that a major part of the apparatus of the EBC will be caught up with nomination day. And he proposes a meeting of the commission then, which means the commission itself has not had even an opportunity to have any briefing before nomination day. And I said on the air today, and I am not afraid to repeat it, this is a breakdown of our constitutional institution. Either wittingly or unwittingly, it is a breakdown of what should be done in a proper and upright fashion. So then it begs the question, if you have a commission that is supposed to be properly constituted with 5 members, and you have called an election, and those 5 members have not met, then one is left to ask, what is going on? Is there something untoward? Is this something that the opposition commissioners are not to see? So part and parcel of what Mr. Thorne, our leader, has been pointing out is that there are questions to be asked. So I say all of that to say, and I will issue the call again to the Prime Minister. Section 37(1)(b) of the Representation of the People's Act does allow that the minister, and by the minister, there's reference there to the Prime Minister, because during the time after Parliament is dissolved and a writ is issued, there are only two members of Cabinet that remain in office, and that is the Prime Minister and the Attorney General. I am calling on the Prime Minister to invoke Section 37(1)(b), where under the advice of the Minister, the President can be advised to delay the election to a maximum of 30 days if the President is not satisfied, if the list is not satisfactory. That is the text of the law. Now, I want to address very quickly, because I listened to a little bit of the show this afternoon. Many people come on and say, okay, the Dems are not ready and therefore they're trying to buy time. Listen to me, viewers. This is why we are here. If we are unable to point out when this government is doing things that have a direct impact on the rights of Barbadians, then we are failing in our duty. This has nothing to do with trying to buy time. It has to do with protecting and guarding a process of our elections that is sacrosanct to every Barbadian here in living in Barbados. I accept the cynicism. I will even accept the criticism. What I will not accept is a government that acts in scant regard for the constitutional norms and the constitutional institutions. And by not having that commission meet means that you do not care. Like, it does not matter to this administration. Not having a list in which you are sure that thousands of persons are not disenfranchised seems not to matter, as long as we can have an election, have parties in the streets and up in St. Lucie and wherever else we are partying, so people are distracted and you can consolidate power. That is not what our democracy is all about. So I call on the Prime Minister. I did it on air this afternoon, and I will do it again. The election must be seen and perceived to be fair. Marcia, do you know that Barbados is one of the few islands in the Caribbean which do not invite international or regional observers? And the reason that we've been able to do that over the years is because our elections have always been without incident and without major protests. And here it is, we are taking that for granted. If someone turns up on election day and they are not on the list, there is very little recourse. And even if that person is bold enough to file an action in the law courts, they will just show evidence that we published the list in December and you should have checked it. And that is true. So it is not that it is illegal, but it does not consider the manner of life of the electorate. In other words, up until the bell ring, well, persons like maybe myself, yourself, who is within the media and pundits and the pollsters, yeah, we are enthralled in politics. But the average Barbadian has to go to the supermarket and pick up their children and try to make ends meet and drop children to football. They are about their lives. So if you have a system here that they now are required to help you stitch the list together, Barbadians, I've been walking the constituency. I know, I hear what people are saying. There are people who I met a gentleman once in Maxwell, and he said, well, listen, I've been voting, and this is someone who's 70 something years old. I've been voting since I was 18 years old, and now I am off the list. I'm going down there to confuse myself with it. Yes. Does he have a personal responsibility? Yes. But we as a government, or we as people who want to be in leadership, have to understand and appreciate the tide that we're in within the society, and realize that we just because we have the power to do something, that is what we should do. I'm waxing poetic. I'm sorry, but it is very, very frustrating that we are now in a dispensation where all we are fed is music and parties, and all this stuff, and then you have your rights that are just being inching away and being taken away from you, and no one is speaking out. Well, I intend to speak out at every turn, and it is not about just trying to delay an election. It is about ensuring that every single Barbadian has an opportunity to exercise their right. I was on the commission in 2022 when an election was called 3.5 years into the term of the first term of this prime minister. And that election was called just at the tail end of COVID, where 6,000 plus persons were quarantined. At the time, our laws did not provide for polling districts for either voting remotely or voting in a abstention. It did not provide for these persons to leave home. So on one side, you had that the law required them to stay within the precincts of their home, and then you had another law that said that they had a right to vote. You had, so therefore then in that you had 6,000 people disenfranchised from voting. And my voice, I lended my voice in opposition at every opportunity to say this was not right. Try to offer solutions in which we can ensure that these persons are able to vote. Can we do maybe a mobile polling station? Can we have a special polling day so that you can then outfit one polling station? There were all sorts of obstacles in the law that would not have allowed for these persons to vote. And yet that election was 3.5 years. So again, trying to consolidate power, you called an election without any regard, I beg your pardon, for persons being able to vote. So again, I lend my voice in opposition. And this government must do everything that is possible to ensure that persons can vote in this election.
Yes, sir. Now, someone is asking, Mike is asking, what recourse does a voter have if he or she turns up and finds that they cannot vote because their name is not on the list? Can they sue the EBC or the government? What can they do?
Once the election is called, there's something called an election court that any objections or any irregularities, you can approach the court. The challenge with that is that having given an opportunity, even within the shortest space of time, for persons to check the list, you would have fulfilled the requirement on the law. The EBC would have fulfilled the requirement on the law. So it would be hard pressed for a court to suggest that the voters have been disenfranchised. So, and then couple that with the fact that most people do not have the resources to head down to the court to file suit. Do you understand? That is an arduous thing, and that is you need money to do that. So your average voter is not going to go to the polls and then find a high-priced attorney to head down to the courts to challenge the fact that they have not been able to vote. Not that it has not been done before. If you remember, in 2018, I believe it was, Dr. Eddie Ventos took the EBC to court because he had been disenfranchised from the list. So, but Eddie Ventos is a professor of law who would have been able to have the resources to go. He's not the average person. So I'm saying that when you put all of it in terms of, yes, the legal framework, but when you look at the actual social and economic framework of where we are in, you have voter apathy, you have a melting pot of circumstances, a perfect storm, which tells me that you are in fact going to depress the vote if these persons are not on the list.
Yes, we have section 37.1 here. It says where of the Representation of the People's Act says where at any time between the issue of a writ and the day appointed by the writ for the holding of a poll at any election, the Governor General, well, in this case, the President, acting in accordance with the advice of the Minister, which is the Prime Minister, is satisfied that it's expected so to do because of there being force of a proclamation, a state of emergency exists, right? B, the likelihood that the register of electors for any constituency will not be ready before the day appointed for the holding of the poll, or C, the likelihood any potential electoral supplies or materials will not be available in adequate quantities upon the day appointed for the holding of the poll. He may, by proclamation, adjourn the holding of the poll to some other day specified in the proclamation, not being more than 30 days after the day specified in the writ. That's what you were quoting.
Yes, and specifically in this instance, it would have been the condition under B, where the register of electors is not ready before appointed. So it's if the president is not satisfied. So you see the first line, which is the first paragraph. It says if the president acting in accordance with the advice of the minister, if he is not satisfied that it's expedient to do so because, and I go down to B, the likelihood that the register of electors, that's the voters list for any constituency, will not be ready before the day appointed for the holding of the poll. So I am saying that there is an opportunity here for the Prime Minister to demonstrate that she is in fact concerned about the operation of our democracy. We are 12 months out from when the election is due. And it is reasonable, even if there is even a chance that several voters can be disenfranchised, I think it is reasonable to say, let's get it right. Let's get it right. And I don't understand why we would not. You're 12 months out from when it's constitutionally due. But it is about consolidating power, and it is about acting. It's about acting because you have the power to act without regard for any of the consequences.
Yes, Mr. Murray, you have a thought there?
Yeah, Marcia, first of all, I welcome this interaction with Mr. Greenidge. And as I listened to his recounting of these matters, it brought back memories of urging that had to be offered and given to Ms. Motley when we were in camp together on very regular occasions, where you had to tell her, come back, take your time, not yet, why in such a hurry? So this has brought back memories that maybe this is now, that attitude and practice now in full flight because there are no restraints. And I myself, I had heard about some issues in the EBC for some time. And I want to commend Mr. Greenidge for his statesmanship, profession, his ethical manner in not leaking this information out. I mean, in other parts where this would have been leaked and it would have been all hell in Barbados if they had been brought to the attention of the public. So you have to be commended for letting us know the inner workings of the EBC in this context. But I want to say that you said you were on from 27 from 2020 to 25. So you would have had two chairmen. You would have had Leslie Haynes, and now you have Mr. Aline. I know. Can I before betraying any confidences or doing anything? I'm principled. Because you've been very principled up to this point. Was this lack of meeting and consistent meeting and consultation this obtained under Mr. Haynes, or was it taken up at the first Mr. Aline? Because I know in the past when Jimmy Sorrow was the chairman, there was a whole different atmosphere and culture of cooperation and tolerance and cooperation and whatnot. So I just want to know whether this is a new phenomenon that came with, started Mr. Haynes and has been continued by Mr. Ali.
I will not go as far as to parcel and compare the change of the EBC through anyone's tenure. What I will say, however, is based on the responsibilities of the commission, regular meetings. In some instances, more regular meetings more can be done in some instances, and there may be instances where nothing particularly is happening, and you may say, well, you may miss a meeting here or there. So there's no set time that the EBCs meet. So you would imagine, for example, during election, you would imagine your meetings may ramp up to maybe once a week or twice a week. And in an intervening period when there is not a lot happening per se with respect to specifically an election, those meetings may then come down to maybe once a month, and so forth. That said, however, the idea then is that the meetings have to be appropriate to what the EBC, the mandate for the EBC in any given time. And the point that we're making tonight is that there is no greater mandate than a general election. So despite whatever the of meetings at this point, it is an egregious thought that an election has been called and the commission has not met. Do you understand? So under whatever chairman, that is something that should never occur. And I say again, when Mr. Thorne last year raised the concerns about the veracity of the list and raised the concerns about the operation of the EBC, the Prime Minister on the floor of Parliament said and shrugged it off very glibly. So she said, well, I don't know what they're fussing about because there are two commissioners on the commission that are appointed by the leader of the opposition. And she went further, and even one of the candidates, referring to myself, even one of the candidates for election on the side of the opposition was a former EBC commissioner. So the implication at that point in time, as she's on the floor of Parliament and again saying to the public, we are just keeping noise because we have within the structure of the constitutional board, we have all access to the information. But here it is, that 9 days after an election is called, 7 days after Parliament has been dissolved, the opposition commissioners have not been able to get the chairman of the EBC to convene a meeting of the commission. The commission, by the text of the Constitution, is charged specifically with the conduct and direction of the election.
Marcia, I have another question. I know as a lawyer, you have to look, you have to research the past, look for precedents. Do you know whether it's such a precedent where the EBC has not met at the time of election? Is there any precedent for that? According to your knowledge, has that ever happened in Barbados before with an election?
Not according to my knowledge, and especially, obviously, I can speak very specifically to the time that I spent there. And as I said, even on the air today, during the general election of 2022, I was in meetings daily meetings once that election was called. For the by-election, we had meetings. So even if it is, because the commission is not an executive, and I heard that the Attorney General came on to Brass Stacks in the latter part of the show to almost dismiss what I'm saying, to say, oh, well, there are staff and functionaries within the EBC. But that's true. But there's a constitutional responsibility it is in the Constitution for the conduct of the election. Do you see how the learned Attorney General is treating the comments that I am seeing? He's treating it, and this is a pattern that we have had with this administration. They do not want to be held accountable. And when somebody puts their feet to the fire, they behave as if you have no right to do so. So he's saying the Attorney General, a senior attorney that is decades at the bar, he is saying to the Barbadian public, don't worry, there are staff in there. Yes, there are staff, and yes, they're supposed to carry out their function. But the Constitution has put a commission in place such that they can oversee, direct, these are exact words of the Constitution, direct the conduct of the election.
Marcia, can I just make one more observation?
And then I told him only half hour because I know it.
Sure, but this is a tremendously grave situation. I can't think of the parallel in my lifetime in this area. I just want to say that if this matter has to go or ends up before the president, I'm hoping that he displays the same rigidity to conduct, to proper conduct, to ethical conduct, to moral conduct, to principled conduct, as he reportedly did when they were trying to force this concocted vaccine buying scheme on him. And he said he knew nothing about it, he refused to participate. I'm hoping that we see that he maintains the same line where the future and the good and the well-being of Barbados is concerned over the election, and apply the same principles and standards and logic and law to any consideration of this matter should it go before him.
Yes. And before you answer that, there's a question here from Rose Corbin, and this will be my last. In my good conscience, I could not have you here much longer because I know your schedule is tight. She wants to know, can civil society apply for observers to be invited in? And because you see what's happening now, people are beginning to lose confidence, which is so sad. But that is a question there, Mr. Greenwich.
Well, the short answer is, well, actually, they can't. The civil society cannot apply to say to bring them into the election because civil society is not responsible for the conduct of the election. So, what civil society can do is petition the government to say, well, we want observers. But I hearken to the point that here we have that we are starting, and the government has accused Ralph Thorne and will continue to do what that trying to hold them accountable is somehow casting doubt upon the veracity or the integrity of our electoral process. And I just want to say that it strikes both ways. Calling for accountability in of itself does not cast doubt on the election. What casts doubt on the election is when the government and the officials behave in a manner that is not consistent with their responsibilities and behave in a manner in which we have to ask the questions. So then don't behave in a manner that begs the question, and then when we ask the question, say, well, your question is what is causing the problem. That's a circular argument. So to answer you could agitate if we wanted observers, but I pray that the government will do what is right. I pray that the EBC will do what is right, such that we can have trust in the electoral process.
Yes. Well, I did say 9 up until 9, so I'm going to hold you an answer and wish you all the best tomorrow at the nomination. That's the Christchurch South nomination, and people can come down and support you. How does that work?
That they can just come. I would welcome the support. I'll be there at 12:30. I'll have my team, but more than welcome to come and support. I would really appreciate it. So
12:30, that's at Cuthbert
at the
Pilgrim Memorial Hall. Can you tell us where that is?
It's on Moravian Drive. So if you were going up Maxwell Coast Road, it's one of the left turns down Moravian Drive. But if you Google it, they have their directions online as well.
That's so true. And anybody can come down to support you. How long, process,
Well, this is my first time in the process, but what we've done is that we've met through all of the paperwork. We're ready to go. We have our justice of the peace. We have everything in place. So I anticipate it may only be about 15-20 minutes.
Yeah, so they would need to get there early so that if they want to see all of it. Okay. Yes. All right. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Greenwich. Let me get back to your preparations. And we wish you all the very best in Christchurch South. We pray that is a seat that will move away from I'm speaking clearly, move away from the BLP one way or the other, as I'm sure there might be other candidates, some other parties, but move away so that we're looking for balance. I know you guys are winning, you win the government, but I'm saying, as part of the loyal opposition, we want balance inside there. Okay, whoever wins, we want balance in the parliament. All right.
Thank you so much.
All the best to you, sir.
Thank you so much. Very, very good being with you again.
Yes, sir. Anytime. Thank you. Yes. Yes. Mr. Murray, final thoughts, and David,
Yeah,
there.
I
Put
would
my
have,
nomination list,
no,
the place.
I would have, if Mr. Greenwich had more time, I would have wanted to ask him about the other roles and functions assigned to the EBC during the election. I would have mentioned last time was on the question of election broadcasts. I think the government has 3 broadcasts and the opposition has 2. So and the EBC that plays an integral role in checking the context, the language, the tone of the actual. It's a very intricate and detailed process that the lawyers go through to make sure that what goes out on the air as part of the election broadcast by the various parties meet certain very rigid standards. So I'm now wondering with the elections, how many days away now? How many 2 weeks away?
Yeah, about 2 weeks away.
So so this is another process that might not be gone into, or if I don't know how to handle that, because that used to be a requirement of the whole program of the EBC for election broadcast. So that is another consideration where the public can judge the performance by the representatives of the parties and get here of their program. They're often directly into their house through election broadcast, as against from what happened when you used to have debates. So that is another very important function of our democracy that might be in doubt and in jeopardy if the EBC is not functioning along its ordinary lines.
Yeah. And very good point there, Mr. Murray. And again, we are questioning the document because of, somebody spotted something and said they believe it might be fake there, but still not sure. And so that's why we have the question mark there, whether it is pushed back. Listen out for the news tomorrow. I'm sure that they will come on and make it clear, because that's something you don't want to be out there, with any wrong dates. Okay. So mind that we're now questioning that because that's the information that we received. Okay. But on screen, I have, this was sent to me again. With some Greenwich is on because I was asked by people from the DLP to be on. And again, this was sent to me from the DLP. The others of you, I've made up my mind this year, this election, Mr. Murray. I am not going after anybody and trying to get them to come on the show. I am not doing it. I believe I have to be running after third parties, come and be interviewed. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm very sorry. So you contact us if you want. You want information out, you want us to promote something for you, send it to us. So I was sent this just before the show started. Ralph Thorne is 10 a.m. Lodge School. So those of you in St. John, if you want to go out and support the opposition leader, Ralph Thorne, he is going to be there at 10 a.m. at the Lodge School. And the list goes on: Christchurch East, St. Christopher's Primary, Amoy Gilding Bourne, Christchurch East, Andre Wall is at 10 a.m. at Combermere, Andrew Cave, Christchurch West, 9 a.m., Arthur Smith Primary. We told you Corey Greenwich, who was just on, and let me move this. Charles Worrell is at from St. James North. It's at Gordon Greenwich, Dale Row, City of Bridgetown, Bethel Methodist Church. Dawn Marie Armstrong, St. Michael North. PM Eden Lodge. I missed out some people. Damian Fannis is St. Michael West, 12 noon. Leonard School, David Estwick, St. Philip West, 12 noon, St. Patrick's School, or this is Anglican Church. But if you're home or if you can go out to support them, that's why they gave me this, to ask for that support. Reese at Michael North, David, there's another page. Let me do it quickly. No? Okay. So this is what I have before me at the moment. Let's go ahead, Mr. Murray.
Yeah, now that you brought that list, it reminded me, I hadn't intended to mention it, but today, for the first time ever in my life in politics, during election time, I got an invitation from a representative of Ms. Tony Moore's office, inviting me to join her party, either at the constituency office, where we can march down to the nomination center at the center by the police station, the resource center, to be part of her witnessing her nomination. And that was the first time I've never seen Miss Moore in my constituency. It's the second phone call I've gotten from her office asking for my participation to vote and know this. But to me, it is a very awkward. Voting should be at a personal level first. Now, Ms. Moore has been in Parliament since 2019. Never once have I seen it in my area. Never once.
An important call. Go ahead.
Never once have I seen it in my area. Never once have I had a personal contact with her. And I think really it takes some barefacedness, and it takes the public for granted, and that they're there to be your convenience. That I could get 2 calls in 2 or 3 days, about 3 days, inviting me to vote, etc., etc., etc. Now to be part of your thing. When I've never seen you in the neighborhood, we've never had a personal contact, not a phone call, or I was even invited. In my first conversation, I raised some issues of neglect that were in my neighborhood, and I was asked whether I wanted to have a meeting with Ms. Moore. Of course, I declined that. So I'm saying that it's interesting when in the throes of the election, where every vote might count, how all of a sudden I am receiving so much attention from Ms. Tony Moore's office as against the last maybe 6.5 years of total neglect and being ignored. But the election season is on, and people are entitled to go all they can to get their votes. But I have to go back to this fiasco. To me, it's a crisis. It's a crisis of confidence in the performance of the EBC. It's a crisis of confidence in the electoral system. And I don't think that we should let anybody brush it off as just any slip up or any miscalculation or somebody made a mistake in the office. If you remember, and Mr. Greenidge made mention to it too, when the attempts were made to seduce the postal workers into carrying out an enumeration, and the postal workers quite rightly said, no, that is not their role. And they refused her. And it was interesting enough that Mr. Greenidge said tonight that in recounting this whole account, that the Prime Minister had suggested that the Electoral and Boundaries Commission use postal workers for conducting the registration process when they couldn't get other person. The postal workers refused, and then I'm told by one of my contacts in the postal service that they then went to more senior workers in the postal service who felt that the postal service comes under the Ministry of Home Affairs, headed by Minister Wilfred Abrams, and people. It was according to what was told to me. People felt that they had to do it because they didn't want to jeopardize their chances of promotion or incur the displeasure of the bosses. So this thing is becoming murkier and less unsavory, I'd say, because I was home a day and someone came to my house seeking to do a registration process, checking to see who lives here, etc. And it was one young man by himself. When I questioned, he said yes, it was the first time he was doing it. The way he handled himself, he was virtually untrained. He could not even handle the physical list himself properly. It was falling apart or falling to pieces. So So when they therefore heard of people not being on the list and people being left off and people who were on being taken off, etc., if the performance and the presentation with that young man, through no fault of his own, I must say, because of the circumstance in which he has been recruited, if that was typical of the performance of the registration process, no wonder then we have so many flaws and exclusions and insertions, etc. Because the whole process was, from what I saw of that young man, was substandard.
Wow. Well, I mean, as somebody said concerning Tony Moore, that she's barefaced, to do that. But that is really what we're seeing in the constituencies. And I don't know if Dave, if you can to just show a bit of New Orleans, because I promised those people there, Murray. I know the show is not going the way you and I planned it.
No, that's no problem. That's no problem.
Yeah, thanks for your understanding.
This is more important, actually.
Yes. Also, Mr. Murray, somebody who works in government is saying that the document itself is questioning: is it that the document is fake, or that they made a typo in the date?
Yeah.
So that is something to think about.
But like I told you, I was very curious that because of the last cabinet reshuffle, there's no longer a Ministry of Education, Science and Technology. So that is something that would have had to be typed in, and that is not on a given level head, and therefore I don't know. So that's what has me very curious.
Yeah, curious about it. But we will wait to know. But they were saying that there's a possibility that it could be just the date, that there's a typo there. But the point is that it's not correct. So far that we know, right? Far that we know. All right. Yeah. And we will know by tomorrow. I'm sure there will be something that is going to be sent up.
But Marcia, before you go, you would have heard me say that every election takes on a character of its own. And there are things that come out of left field that surprise you. So it could very well be that this incident, this question of the lack of readiness and the inaccuracies in the voters' list can took this whole election in a totally different direction. So you just have to wait and see. It's a fascinating. I can't recall the equivalent of this or anything close to this at all, because we never had this bumbling, this dumbling, and this ineptness at all. It's shocking, really, really shocking. Maybe I should not be shocked. I've been exposed to the thinking and the attitude. We just want it done in a hurry, no matter what. When you have the attitude, this is likely to occur.
Yes, but once again, we don't want to in making sure, because we don't want to be part of confusion. As I say, we don't know if the document is fake or it's real. Wait to hear from the official authorities tomorrow.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. All right. So I was in New Orleans, and this is where I met Tony the Tiger, which he has never left behind, folks. And I'm busy going into constituencies, but I am working and praying about what to do concerning that elderly man, 80 years old, in just awful conditions. And they're trying to call around. There's also the young lady in St. George South. Those of you who want to help out we want to just focus on Pampers. If we can just get Pampers to her, for the mother, for the child, so that she can save her money. While I was on the show, someone was even possibly offering a place where she can just pay the utilities and live. So that the monies that she would be paying for the Pampers, that can go towards paying the utilities and so on. You see what I mean? So if you want to give, whether it's a $50, $100, or $20 or $10, towards us going to a whole set of Pampers and going to bless her, so she will have that stacked up, right? And wouldn't have to purchase that. Okay, if that's you, and you want to help, just reach out and give us a call. And we also have something from Mr. John in that same constituency, because it is through Mr. John that we met upon this young lady. You see, so we're going to share that as well. So let's just watch something here from New Orleans. Go right ahead, Dave. Thank you. You're in.
No, out here. No, my auntie said she didn't. April.
Until April, so she's visiting. So she's a dumpling from the diaspora, right? A whole Bajan, but you live overseas. You're in and out, and she's in Barbados right now. And I just happen to be passing and seeing her, so I'm not showing her. But whenever we see each other, every time I see her name, now I'm going to laugh out even more. Lori Bob, and I'm here with her. This is your aunt.
Yeah.
Is her aunt, and her aunt says I can film your
My name is Claudia.
You are Claudia.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. You're Claudia. Let's go. Can you see her properly, or we need more lights? We're good. Yes. So Claudia, how long you been living in this community?
I born right here.
What?
This spot. I born right on
You're
this spot.
serious?
Yeah. Yeah.
All your life?
My mother was one of the first people to fry fish in Baxter Road in 1944 when she was carrying me. Right here. This is the whole family stuff. This boy, this young man, put this pen here. That lady is in that house sick. Can't move. No, if you smell out here when the rain fall, you would never believe it. I come home, I just use my just cut my mouth. I curse, I call, I beg him, I beg the inspectors. I call down to the inspector, everybody come. I don't know. It looked like if the inspector just take the sheep from me or the meat from me. I don't know. Because there's no way that he could keep that place like that. And that smell. And nobody, not even the minister, bring he carry him up.
Which minister is this?
The last person, I don't know.
Corlin.
To show him how that girl condition is and ask her to help somebody to help her. Because she can't walk no more. She used to be able to walk. She used to be at work, big. You can want about to make a better sweet bread. You could nothing. But she's bedridden now. And there's nowhere that none of the people that is in the office can do something for that lady. She got to sleep in there. And when the rain fall and the flies come up and the smell come up, it will kill you. I could shut my windows and I could left and go outside, go up the road and help me shut a one-eyed man, but she can't do nothing. And it is advantage. It is advantage. You could get on the platform and articulate for the whole country and the whole world to make you think that you the greatest prime minister in the world. And I say she don't do good. Well, whoever thinks she great, she great. We all got our own opinion. But yet you got the people in your country living like that, especially that can't help themselves. There is no excuse in this Jesus Christ world for it. No excuse.
So
and that young man right there, he had a house his mother was funding to build and she died and couldn't finish. He was married and don't live down here. But he got early Alzheimer's. The wife family put he out because that's their house up there. Look at how they come up on this man's house. You mean to tell me that nobody can come and give this man a better condition to live in? But yet you could get and you could go and you could speak for everybody in the world and how you could do everything. And these people that born here, that boy there born right on this spot here. It used to be a spot right there.
Right
his mother
here.
house used to be there before he moved there. I could give the whole history of this Orleans. Right now, we part that place there, the air, when that wall is there, the people start to build and they can't get the foundation to stop building. The lady saw there, the comments, she's losing her eyesight. She had one daughter and she's dead now. She needs to stay with her. You can't even walk there when the water, she can't even get out of there to go to the doctor when the rain fall.
The flooding.
The flooding. I'm telling you, it's impossible.
I tell you, Claudia, you know, I had no idea there was flooding here.
This place is flood from a child. This place used to flood. They put a well there over there and one here. This well does nothing for here. Let the rain fall now. I just go upstairs and see my books that I got on. I got to walk in. because they can't walk in here. See these rocks here?
Mm-hmm.
The people put this a whole on my fence to get by when this rain falls. That was the gas
You
leak.
mean, okay, so they literally, when the rain falls, let me walk on it.
whole
The whole flood, the whole place flooded. So then what they do is that, so they put the block here so they can hold here to walk.
To get in, because this sun is so flooded.
Right, so they hold here and they walk because all of here is flooded. Wow, so do you get water coming inside your
I
yard?
can't get water coming inside here.
Mm-hmm.
Outside you get the water.
Right, so what if you...
Water can't done, and nobody does a goddamn thing about it.
Mm.
Don't care how you complain, nobody does nothing about it. That boy, that last representative down here, I don't know if he's still what he is or what he not.
Corey Lane, yeah.
Corey Lane, he needs to be stripping tar with licks or something. He come down here and they show him the condition of that lady in there.
Mm-hmm.
And he promised me that he was going to get some help for her, do something, and see about that. You have no right keeping a sheep there.
Mm-hmm.
When I was small, my mother keep a pig penny, and my mother had a pig. It's a keep pigs. They come and pass a law. You cannot keep nothing within a certain amount of the metropolitan in the city.
Mm-hmm.
And now look at look at that there, the
Right.
building.
So you're saying that what you are hoping that the MP would have done was to try to get the law
Right.
followed.
Yes.
You wanted them to follow the law, but he didn't do anything about it.
Didn't do nothing. Nothing. He did nothing. He went upstairs, he looked down and see all the filth out there, and all the goats and the sheep or whatever they got. They let them go and they walk, and upon the night when they come back, the gate is shut there. They can't get back in. They cry, they wake it up. They say they lie down out there, and the pastor there, they sleep. Nobody to let them back in or nothing at all. It is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. When they come, they got to make them come and sweep up. Your sheep do this, sweep it up. Don't let it in front of my door walking and come in my house.
Right.
Something has to be done.
So when the rain falls, all of that mix.
All of that mix and come down here, it is heartbreaking. It is heartbreaking to see the water in this road. This road, they dig up a gas leak and a water leak or something, to change the pipe, and how they leave it look. Not even animals you don't left in. People got the dogs in the yard, they don't even got the living like this here. How you could treat a human being like this? That you could represent everybody country, and you can't let the poor people that really need you do something for them.
Did you vote last election?
Well, I don't even be here last election.
Right, but you when you're here, you vote.
No, I don't vote. No, because I don't live. I live here in 71.
So you come and go.
I come.
But this is your home.
Yeah, this is my home, and this is what I is getting very annoyed about. I'm getting very annoyed about.
But you live in the U.S.
Yes.
And you know how it is in the U.S. I mean, and you think that they would be cheering on a government like this in the U.S.?
Nope.
This
They
would
don't
not
share
work,
down here.
right?
Nope. People that come home here and see what they do with the whole hospital and the people, you should hear them when you go out. They don't cheer on Barbados in the U.S. When people come in and go in the U.S., go in the place to see how people live in, how people live in. Hearing and seeing her speak is one thing. Come and see for yourself, you see something else.
When you are overseas and you hear her speak, you feel proud that she's a Bajan and so on.
Yes.
But you're concerned about her at home.
Yes, at home.
You're in Brooklyn?
No, I live in the Bronx.
You live in the Bronx.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, people overseas thinking that you guys are living in paradise because you have the best prime minister.
It is so. When they get out and they'll come and they see it, is a different story.
Conditions.
Different conditions.
Wow.
Different conditions.
If the prime minister was standing in front of you, what would you do?
Do something about it. Stop representing everybody country and get everybody country and take care of especially the disabled and the ones that need help. These old people live in this place, they're dead out and gone. They got the children. They should be able to enjoy the golden age of their life. They don't have to be living like this. They don't have to be living like this. Just because you might not live in Christchurch or you might not live in a bit, nobody have no right allowing nobody to be treated this way. Nobody.
Right. And I want us to understand what Claudia is saying. And Claudia is right. What Claudia is saying, if there are laws on the books that says, how far away from your residence that you can have a pig pen or a goat pen, etc., whatever the laws are concerning that, what she was asking is that those in government, that they see to it that the laws are followed, so that her neighbor who is bedridden is not the scent that comes from the goat, from the goat pen. It's very, very difficult, and that can make people sick. Right now she's sick in bed, can't move, and she has to lay down with all of that stench. And all she was asking, and the flies, oh my God, I can't even, that would drive me nuts. All she was asking is that for them to try to let everybody live neighborly and follow the laws. Okay. Well, Claudia, thank you for
I don't know.
speaking with me this evening. I didn't know I would come here and see people that know the show and all of that.
Oh gosh, she don't have a. She got to live ready. I know she's gonna. Well, you Lord, that you got me can't hear. I got to listen to everything you're saying.
Everything I'm saying. Well, you will hear yourself on the show. All right, Claudia, and
take care. See if we could get something to help. Don't be calling my son because he just a few years be difference apart, but he always this small.
Yes, but they call him Tiger too. They call him Micey and Tiger. How you name Micey and Tiger at the same time?
He no bigger than the mice, right?
So hold a minute. Have they contacted UDC?
No.
Urban Development?
No, I came back home and when it came, I was here. The house was there. The house. Because it was more new than this old one that was the original old house.
Right.
That was moved from here. The family was in it. But in the start, the middle one right there. But the stepfather, he got his brother there. But the brother went to Guyana long time, lot of years, the oldest brother. And only the mother was living there. But she died. And then when my sister the house was there falling, but he was married and live out, and then whatever happened with the wife and the children getting Alzheimer's, and he wasn't the most hygiene person. The young people, they got the patients when we get over.
So then he came back here.
Yeah, to put him out, so he had to come back down in there. But there was no place to live, and the other house been finished.
Right,
so that they stand and fall down.
Let's get back to the Tiger again, right? At the end. That's the thing. So what they're asking for is that UDC Urban, please. We are going to take the address of the place, and I'm going to call Urban to ask them what is happening right here. What is the status? Urban, this is important. We pay taxes. We pay taxes so that our seniors can be taken care of in their golden age. Look at where Tiger is living. Look at where, I almost fell through the floor. We have to take care of our seniors, our elderly, the elderly. We have how many billions of dollars we have. We our prime ministers are taken in loans. Billions. And nothing. We don't see anything to show for it. Nothing. All right, so we're going to call. I'm going to call UDC because we don't have money to fix it, but and I'm going to ask Mr. Cherry. Mr. Cherry, I'm calling your name publicly because I'm calling you tonight to ask if you could just come with me and take a look and see if you can drain out this well for them, please. Okay, thank you.
See that rain set up there now? Let that rain start to fall. You see there? Them there can't even come out to get in the house. It's like a swimming pool right there.
Right, the people
right by his door.
By his door over there, like they can't come out. Wow, it's that bad. No, man, we got to do something.
They got to do something.
Yeah. Thank you, Claudia.
She's bedridden.
Yeah.
I hope you could get some help from somewhere first. There's nowhere. People dogs got pets that don't even treat them like how these these people getting treated.
Mhm.
They don't do. They don't. They, no. They got to be. They got to do better.
Mhm. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Yes.
And keep the good work up.
Yes. Thank you.
Let the people go and let the people see what is really going on.
Yes.
Tell them what is really going
Yes. Yes. In our beautiful Barbados.
on in our beautiful Barbados. Our beautiful Barbados. I know we come.
Yeah. I'm always moved, Mr. Murray. I'm always. Oops. Sorry.
No.
And I the worst to go and see these things because I don't unsee it, you know. Just make a quick comment that Mr. Bob
Yeah.
is going to, we're
Yeah.
going to the next video. Go right ahead.
It's just when you said UDC and RDC, it jogged my memory about a situation regarding the state of in completion of the work done on the Mighty Grinders House. Maybe over a couple of years now. My latest word last week is that people come and go, they fix, they come back, don't come back. In other words, the work that had been started maybe 2 years ago, where they took down his house, redesigned it, made it smaller, and things in it, cupboards and whatnot. The work is still ready to be done. But he's had visits from UDC and RDC who promised to come back and fix it. Yeah, maybe they get done now the elections are in the offing. So good luck with this lady's conditions, because the UDC and RDC basically are very short of money, actually.
I know, and I really believe that I'm going to show Tiger again, folks. I'm going to show you that, and for some reason, it's not leaving my mind, Mr. Murray, because I believe he needs to be somewhere where he's 80 years old, and I don't know if you saw the conditions he's living in. He needs to either be put into a private nursing home or the geriatric, some place that he can be taken care of, because he can't live in there in those conditions, and so I'll show it again before the night is up. Welcome, Mr. Bob. A quick comment from you before we go to our next video.
Hi, good night, Mr. Murray. Good to see you.
How are you, sir? I'm good.
Hi,
Good to be
good,
with you too.
good night to the lawyer opposition. This lady really had me glued to the show, and I although it's a serious situation as it relates to how our prime minister is conducting herself as it relates to local issues as opposed to international exposure for herself. And this lady brought a sharp contrast to our attention. And the humor was, I have not heard anyone talk about a one-line man yet for a long time. You know what a one-line man is?
No,
Of course.
no, what is that?
Or let somebody chat, put it up. I got the run to get to.
Is the nickname for a rum? Are they Old Brigand? Is it Old Brigand? Old Brigand rum. But she also used a Bajan term I had not heard for you. Micey.
Micey, yes.
Marcia said singular mouse, plural mice. And Bajan talk about Micey. I've not heard that in a long time. Micey. When you're small, you look like a micey when you're small. Like a micey.
Yeah,
it's good to hear that.
And the thing is, she is really living in the US, but she comes home and she's just disappointed with what she's seeing at home.
Yes.
But I would have thought that with the elections in the air and there's so many candidates in the city around that they would be competing with each other, pushing out to try to come and help these people in these situations that are really in need now and not 5 years from now. Yeah.
Correct. Let's move from the city and let's go back to Dave. Do we have St. George South set up? Because we really want to use the show, to be a voice for our people. These are our people, and we want them to be able to speak. And tomorrow, I will be going to some of the nomination centers, but I will also, more importantly, be going to people, just my regular Bajans, and let them speak. Yes? This one was not by me, was done by Felicia Dujon, was sent to me, and I thought that though it has her picture on it, the situation is real enough for me to show you. Okay, go ahead, Dave.
What's going on here? My water off almost a year now. I just got to know what's to clean myself. Sometimes my daughter will go to the standpipe and get water. If not for the standpipe, I will not get water. I here I can't live the water. That's the only way to get no water. So I just got to make up when my daughter around, or she don't always be here.
Right.
But you know, she only her now she goes, right? So when she's here, I just get she bring water for me. But I just lose that work to clean myself.
So what did the water authority told you that you
They
did?
told me go to the welfare. I did. I called, and God never come. I asked the disability unit for help. They never come. And I need to get a doctor letter. And I tried to get this is a whole year or 3 or 4 years now. I went to a doctor. I had to push for they have to pay a taxi to get to the doctor.
And they are aware that you're disabled. And they are aware that you're disabled. And I'm here to vouch for that. The lady, the constituent, is disabled, but you're just not going to put her on the camera now. But I'm going to just show them the water situation here, and just show them that the water that you have is water from buckets that you have been using.
Wow, Dave, can you play that again for me? Play that again. It's very sad. And these are the things I mean, there is suffering everywhere, but what I'm saying is the way how, money is being used, spent in this country, I don't understand. We are not taking care of the elderly, the disabled. This is treating the elderly at all. The elderly is not being treated. Play this again, Dave.
What's going on here?
My water off almost a year now. I just got to know what's to clean myself. Sometimes my daughter will go to the standpipe and get water. If not for the standpipe, I will not get no water. I can't live the water. That's the only way to get no water. So I just got to make up when my daughter around, or she don't always be here. But you know, she only her now she go and come as right. So when she's here, I just get she bring water for me. But I just lose that work to clean myself.
So what did the water authority told you that you
They
did?
told me go to the welfare. I did. I called, and God never come. I asked the disability unit for help. They never come. And I need to get a doctor letter. And I tried to get this is a whole year or 3 or 4 years now. I went to a doctor. I had to push they have to pay a taxi to get to the doctor.
And they are aware that you're disabled.
Pardon?
And they are aware that you're disabled. And I'm here to vouch for that. The lady, the constituent, is disabled, but you're just not going to put her on the camera now. I'm going to just show them the water situation here, and just show them that the water that you have is water from buckets that you have been using.
Yeah, I mean, folks, I don't know what it.
Marcia,
Go ahead, okay, Mr. Mark.
This is that St. George South?
Yes, sir.
That's where Mr. Sullivan was the last
Yes.
MP.
Yes, sir.
But they thought with so much time on his hands now now he's no longer a minister, these kind of cases would be right up his street for action. But you have a new amalgamated service, and people are still falling through the cracks like this. This service is supposed to bring all those welfare, disability together to streamline the response. I mean, Minister Humphrey boasts about the great work done to bring them together. But what is the impact?
This is Dwight Sutherland.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But he would have access to his fellow MPs. And the unit is there to serve everybody as far as the brand new amalgamated, streamlined, highly qualified unit. Right. So how do these things linger and harbor themselves in existence before any response from people? Really is quite astounding. So
you know, I think I saw somebody on here and said, this is a pro DLP channel. This is a pro people channel. What you saw there, that you had no water, an elderly disabled woman who, I know it might sound, has to use wet wipes to wipe her skin. She cannot get it unless her daughter, I think she said, to the standpipe to for. And regardless of who was the MP, we are highlighting the issue, this suffering. There is a suffering in the country. And if all you can see is party, then that's a problem. That's where our problem is, you see, because we're trying to solve some of these problems on the show. We're not waiting. Some of the ones we have to wait on a politician, we have to wait because there's some things, you know, we can't do, Mr. There's something we can't do, but there are things that we're going to get heard already. People are offering money to help people. So this is about people. And if we need to move away from the colors and humanity, if we could, please. Mr. Bob, go right ahead.
That comment is so insensitive about a probe deal and DLP. And the thing is that I have seen a lot, whenever you try to highlight situations that people are in terms of their condition of living, you seem to be the enemy of this party, this government. I can't understand how we have gotten to that stage where you bring attention to those issues, whatever they are, and then all of a sudden you hate this person. You don't support this person. Are we to ignore it? Are we not to say anything about what is happening to people in this country? Are we just to walk away or turn a blind eye to persons who are living in squalor? To a whole constituency that does not have clean water. We are not supposed to say anything. I don't know who would want their neighbor, possibly a family member, to be living in such condition, and the people of Barbados and those persons just don't say anything or offer help or call on those persons who have elected into position as representatives of the people and call them to account. You are a constituency representative first. As Mr. Murray said, Swadna has a lot of time on his hand. He has relieved a lot of duties.
Apart from that, as you were speaking, I was remembering Black Stallion has a song called Sufferers. You know Sufferers?
Sufferers.
Where you were saying sufferers don't care about color. They don't care for creed, don't care for if you come from country, if you come from town, sufferers just want to know where the next meal coming from. And that reminds me of a Bajan saying, which it's a philosophy I have adopted when I'm dealing with certain situations, certain people about not liking parties or parties not liking you. the old Bajans, the old people in Spoon used to say, if the Lord send it and the devil bring it, you just take it.
Amen. Amen.
You don't care about more. If the Lord send it and he bring it, is the devil, don't matter. Take it. It is for your good. So that's the attitude I adopt in dealing with these people who are always trying to see color and not trying to do anything about the situation.
Yes. You know, Mr. Murray, Mr. Bob, this is a very serious moment because I honestly, when I went out there, the truth is I did not expect to see and hear this. I went out there to find out, you know, how to basically talk to them about voter apathy, you know, why aren't you voting? That's it's the people. And the gentleman who was with me, because I have somebody who traveled with me, he's there as a witness. The people said, "Go, can you go there? Take the camera to the old man. Can you come and look at my uncle? Can you do this?" It's a people that I didn't go there to do all of this, you know. And so I want to make an appeal. I don't know if I'm sure nobody's going to listen, but I still want to make the appeal. I think it's unconscionable for fellow Barbadians to be living in these conditions and for us to be spending, or for any party to be spending so much money on an election. Can you imagine the money that is going to be spent on the parties and bringing in, you know, entertainers from overseas? When an entertainer like Beanie Man or those people come, you know, you're talking about millions of dollars. I would love to see some kind of frugality, something. When you think of when we see what we're seeing here, how could we waste money like that? Posters that people are just going to tear down.
Not only posters, Marcia,
Yeah.
not only posters, they have so many to put around. They have plastered 8 or 10 down the poles on each pole. I can't understand that. I have done it for every 30 constituencies. You know how much money I put.
But don't forget the T-shirts, the hats, the caps, all the paraphernalia. I call it an orgy of extravagance, an absolute orgy. And it is really shameful to do it. Just to keep people, but it's like when the white man went to Africa, gave people beads and trinkets just to keep them happy. Instant gratification. Tomorrow, your condition has not improved. But let me go back to those two unfortunate persons situation.
Yes, and real quick, Mr. I have another video. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, okay. It is just that I don't understand how they can be. Those things underlying how inattentive the representatives were, because taxpayers pay for a constituency office. Taxpayers pay for a personal assistant to minister. Taxpayers pay for a constituency assistant in the office. Constituency pay for a liaison officer to keep in touch with people. So these are the things that people should know about if they are in touch with the committee or interested in what's happening to people. This should not be going for so long unless it has been brought to somebody's attention and some attempt made to alleviate the situation. It really is quite disgusting and quite wasteful, and quite just misusing and abusing people's because they can't do any better.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Murray. Yeah. Dave, go ahead, please, with this one. This one is in St. Philip. This is St. Philip South. These St. Philip North, St. Philip North. And we are talking to some young men are sitting, you know, we call it a block. For some reason, they don't see it as a block. So they're sitting there and talking with their friends. And and they, they don't want to be on camera, of course, but just hear what they have to say. Okay. Yes, go ahead, Dave.
That's it. We parents getting started. Who's that cheap? You want cheats?
Okay, we'll start from the beginning. Thank you.
Right? No. That's it. We parents getting started. Who's that cheap? You want cheap starter hoses? Right? No.
You want some starter houses?
Yes. I make easy accessible for youngsters.
You need housing. So housing.
Like housing, yeah, really. That living. That's how.
Right.
Tear that.
You want to live. You want your own house.
Them had the opportunity back in the day to like to own and all kind of thing, and they had a cheaper rate. How much it was a month? $14.
I have no idea.
Look, it was cheap.
Yeah.
It was a big bunch of money back in the day, but I guess the discrepancy when it comes to the title deeds.
Yeah.
Only the title deeds.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, we want saying.
You want some starter houses. They're in St. Philip. We're in St. Philip North, they call it.
Yeah, we're in Lynches.
Lynches. Lynches, you want some starter houses.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Yeah. You've always lived here?
No, please. That will tell you other living housing schemes.
Okay.
But, yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
but you know that the government, you remember all those houses, they said they were going to bring 10,000 houses. And all now we don't see them.
Yeah. What houses are all kind of millions pumping?
60 million gone of the taxpayers' money.
So where is accountability in Barbados?
That's the question. I'm not with a political party.
But in Barbados, who is held accountable?
Nobody. They only had 100 and something houses. You know that?
Even if
$60 million dollars gone. You know what is $60 million?
That's crazy. That's crazy because they got containers up there that ain't cost so much.
No.
You deploy land, put the containers so you could develop it over time. Find the solutions for the youngsters, but them more charge the free guns at the Brand Barbados. So yeah. Well, they got a gun manufacturers in the East of Caribbean.
That's right.
Okay. The rest of my case.
Yeah. So housing is a
very key element right now, yeah. Because if you come in,
let me hear what he's saying, gentlemen.
You could set up some of those there.
Show me.
The house
that is concrete board.
The concrete board houses.
You put only the foundation.
Yeah.
Board and come up.
Right.
If you could get help,
that's sweet.
Nice, so that you have something. Yeah, yes. Everybody have something.
Yes.
There's a lot of taxes being paid in this country.
That's what I'm saying, because honestly speaking, the DLP, what you said, some of the members come through earlier and spoke to us, and I was telling him that really and truly, right, we need some assistance indeed, because the fiscal debt that get removed when the what was that? What tax? It was road tax. Remember road tax? Road tax was put onto the pump. The fiscal debt was removed in about 6 months, and since then, the debt, the VAT or the tax itself has not decreased. Right. The tax keep going up. It come down couple cents and then going back. So this fluctuation is crazy. I don't know how we in Caribbean these when people get gas in a quarter liter.
Yeah.
You can St. Vincent other place. You get a gallon.
It's true. We were in St. Vincent and everything is so much cheaper.
You get it in a gallon. You get it per gallon, but you get per the quarter of a liter. So you get 1,000 mils. And they charge you almost $5, almost $5 for a quarter of a gallon.
So you want some changes?
We need some kind of alterations that benefit the actual communities.
Yeah, the actual. I like when you say the actual communities.
Yeah, the actual community. I ain't talking about the one that they get parade. I talking the ones that in desperation, the ones that in their need. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's mainly housing for you, sir.
Yeah,
and but this is a young man. You're younger than
32. I got
you are 32, and you are
62.
62, and you're saying housing is the problem. Yeah. You say that? The people go around, they keep the ages,
Good for you, brother.
The ages 62. So listen, I mean, you're 30 years old, older than he is, and you're still saying
at Crane.
You work at Crane.
Yeah, but
and you pay taxes.
the most important thing is we can get the material and thing for the bill more cheaper.
Yeah, cheap.
But they
Yeah,
think
cheaper.
it's very expensive. One of them boards is
Yeah.
at least one something.
So you want cheaper material.
At least more
Yeah.
affordable than
Well,
anything
let
else.
me ask
But
you,
then
you,
they do the
the
same.
last election, you are you a BLP supporter, or you don't really do?
I just follow the
Politics.
politics, but I don't really vote.
You don't
so,
vote?
no.
You vote?
I voted once
Right,
just to
vote
feel the
once,
experience, but I am under the impression that my vote doesn't make a difference. Not saying one vote doesn't make a difference. but
Yeah.
who could trust to recount these
To
votes?
really count them.
Yeah.
And down here, I mean, we were in the city, and the people in the city, some of them that we talk up to, they're upset about your MP that went up there. Anybody have any feelings about that? Mr. Lashley.
That switch blades for the people.
Uh-huh.
Well, I can't say that. I can't say that movie.
Oh.
He's a good defense lawyer.
Yeah, he's a good defense lawyer.
You won't get Lashley.
Yeah, you want to get off a case, you
Yeah.
get Lashley.
Yeah.
So, and that's how you seem, not necessarily as a politician per se.
Right, but I mean, like Moscow do them already.
Mm-hmm.
But Moscow switch blades and the boy
Mhm.
fresh. He's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
But,
A different chance. And how is the MP working in here, Sonia Brown?
Well, we just hear about she, but we don't really see she so much.
You don't see
I don't
her.
know what she looks like in
You
person.
don't know what Sonia Brown looks like
In person.
in person.
No,
Only
please.
on TV or on the.
Yeah, on these social media platforms or whatever, but you can't say that I've seen her in person.
You've seen her in
No,
person.
please.
Okay.
Come around more and
You want to see her some more.
Yeah.
You better be representing me.
she don't really.
You're saying if she's representing you, you should see her.
You should be at least able to, open your office, open to be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But half the times, if you go out there, can you be found?
Okay. This is the high priest
That you
here.
like, yeah.
I like your little setting here, It look comfy.
Yeah, you better just breathe here, Dre, better block, man.
Yeah, you all fix it up?
It's supposed to get more attention.
Yeah, it looks nice. It's comfy.
Coming wrong.
Yeah. So, high priest, what we got? What you Russ? What's your name, please, high priest?
High priest.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can put the camera on you.
No, you want the camera?
No camera. All right.
I can't think.
No, look,
can't.
look, the camera over here.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Yeah,
a mic.
I know, but
Yeah.
I can't.
Hello. Good evening. Good evening. Yes, sir. Good evening. How are you?
Oh, yeah, you're right, ma'am.
I'm Marcia from the Marcia Weekes Show. Listen, by the time you're done,
You high.
that thing in my eyes. I'm from Jamaica, but I tell you, I can't take it because listen, I'm going to fall asleep. So you're going to send me high by the time I'm done with
Yes,
that.
because it's a sacrament. You're supposed to smoke it and meditate.
And meditate.
And relax.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Well, I
that's
tell
the
you,
purpose.
that meditation for me, boy, too high. But anyway,
It's too high and you're a woman.
listen.
Don't speak those words with the high priest.
No, okay, high priest. All right, no problem. No problem.
You gotta straighten up yourself.
Yeah, all
when
right.
you're talking to the priest, you know that too. Because you know at least deal with one order.
One order, okay.
One order.
Yes, and
one law.
yes. Let me ask you something. How long you've been living in this community?
From the time I was a little kid.
From a little kid. So you moved into the community as a child.
I was born and raised in.
You're born in Lynches.
Near the string here.
Yeah, it looked like a nice place though. You used to run up and down on these pasture lands and things.
And the slaves used to be up here too.
Yeah. And it looks like very interesting place. I've never been down here.
The man Lynch used to live there.
The same master.
Oh, but with beer slave.
Yeah, all that's why I call Lynches. Yeah. I want to ask you, you see, let me put it on the sheet. This constituency here, what are some of the things that you would like to see in here? What are some of the changes you would like to see?
It's cycles that are spinning.
Cycles. What do you
When the
mean?
cycles change, everything change. The people change, the universe change, everything change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are some of the things that you would like to see done in the community?
You want to tell me in the community? as I told you, the cycles that spinning.
Yes.
You understand? I can't go against the cycles. You understand? The cycles got to spin out. You understand? So I can't speak certain words when I know it's a cycle that's spinning.
I see. I got you. All right. Well, anything?
Just got to let the cycle spin.
Just let the cycle spin. All right.
You understand?
Yeah.
When it's time for thing, it'll be time for thing. When it's time for thing, it's time for thing.
Okay. So So you're not saying it's time for change. You just say time for thing. You don't know. The cycle's spinning. I got you.
That's what it's David.
Yeah.
Cycles.
Cycles. All right. No problem.
Cycles in life.
Of life. Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Cycles in the universe.
Yes. Understood.
You understand?
Yeah. That's what we're dealing with. All right.
Yes. So, but my brothers and sisters is my brothers and sisters.
Correct. They should be. Yeah.
You understand what
Yeah. They should be.
Right?
Uh-huh.
Because we just deal with love, principle,
yes,
respect, loyalty,
yeah,
and order.
It
don't sell.
No. All right, well, it's a
Worth
pleasure.
More than any money.
Yeah. Anything.
Huh?
Well, it's a pleasure chatting with you this evening, sir.
Give thanks.
Yes,
you have the mother. Always remember that. Use the mother.
Yes, you have. Yes, you have a wonderful
Never
evening. God bless. Hello, sir. Good evening. You're sitting here, man, relaxing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and how long you've been in this community?
I don't know myself.
From you know yourself?
Mm.
And can I guess your age?
If you want to.
61?
No, man. No, I thought time.
No. 65?
No.
What? 68?
Yeah.
68? Oh, wow. Wow. I tell you, you're looking good for your age. I like to do that, but I like to guess everybody's age, but you're all,
No, thanks. Yeah.
So you've been living a long time in this community.
Want I know myself?
Yeah. What you want to see? What you want to see in this community?
But I want to see something is different.
Hmm?
I want to love.
You want to see love. Yeah.
Help poor people get something.
Yes. You want to see poor people get something. Okay. You think that are you planning to vote?
No, I don't know that.
You don't vote?
No, I used to.
You used to vote?
I don't know that.
But you're done with voting. Wow. At 68. So you would have voted a lot of times. But you just don't want to do it anymore. Wow. Why?
Personal reason.
Personal reasons.
Can't tell nobody.
You can't tell us. You can't tell me why. But you're not voting. Have you seen the work of the MP in this area? Why are you laughing? Why you laugh? I didn't give you a joke.
What me? Why I give a joke?
It's a joke. I only ask you if you see the MP, the work of the MP.
Nothing done?
You haven't seen any. No work of the MP. All right. Okay. All right. I can read your face. All right.
I know that.
Yes. You have a good evening.
You do.
Yes. All righty then. Thank you. Yeah. Let me talk to this. I'm October. Hello, sir. Good evening.
Yes, ma'am.
How are you?
I'm okay.
You're hard at work, and I'm not taking your picture, your film, nothing. It's on the ground.
No, I don't like films, man.
No, I don't. I'm not filming
I don't
you.
like films, though.
But I'm not filming you.
I will put an X, but
you will put an X?
When I put it in my pocket, but I still put an X, man. I don't study that.
You'll put an X.
That so I don't want to be named.
You're going to still put an X?
I could put an X.
You normally vote?
Huh?
You normally vote?
You
vote all the time because not everybody vote in a rush. Not everybody vote. You're cleaning this car really nice, man.
I just clean cars.
You clean cars, okay.
They give me the work, so I can't clean cars for a living.
Right, you're okay.
I clean cars for a living.
And how long you been cleaning cars?
Me?
I
just clean the cars a long time.
Right.
I can't tell how long now.
Well, you're doing a mighty good job.
Yeah.
You're looking good.
All right.
I can see you take care
Yeah.
to do it properly.
Yeah.
Yes.
You have a nice day.
Yes,
man,
but you're gonna put
I
an
don't-
X.
Huh?
Gonna put an
Yeah,
X.
I just put an X all the time. I don't stop for X's. Put X's go for the box. If the X go for the box, so how people gonna feel bad, man?
They feel bad?
Yeah, people feel bad when they don't put an X on in there. Huh? Huh?
Well, let me ask you something. How about the representation in the
Representation?
the MP? How is the MP work?
MP working. How the MP working?
Uh-huh.
Well, the MP, I asked the MP for a job already. The MP never give me a job, but I don't worry about nothing.
Okay, but so you know the MP then?
I don't worry about nothing.
You know the MP, okay.
If I know her,
Yeah.
know her, yes.
Okay, well that's good.
Well, I hear about this one here, but I see her once.
Yeah.
I see her once.
Mm-hmm.
Cause she live in St. Philip.
Right.
She live in where you call it Sanford's, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's where she live.
Okay.
I sell her soil mix already.
Oh, good. She's a
sell
farmer.
I sell her some soil mix already.
Yeah. Okay.
I went there and sell her soil
Yeah,
mix
she's
already.
a nice lady.
Cause I sell soil mix.
Well, she's
for
a nice
living.
lady, right?
Yeah.
But you didn't get the job.
Hmm?
You didn't
I
get
didn't get a job. I don't worry about them things, miss. Listen, work does come and work don't come.
But you
So
make
don't
work.
worry. No,
But you're
people-
making work
wait,
for yourself.
wait. People have a lot of education,
Mm-hmm.
right? People have a lot of, and they still can't get a job. They have 5 certificates and things and still can't get a job. So you could understand.
Mm-hmm.
The,
But what
the
I like
normal
about
man,
you,
the normal man, he's got to survive on his own.
yes, but what I like about you
Yeah.
is that you're making work for yourself. You're an entrepreneur.
I'm at work. If I get to work, how am I gonna eat? How my father and me and the little children gonna eat? We can't eat.
Right. So you're
I
washing
will be
cars.
home laying down. I will take sick, dead.
Uh-huh.
Cause I can't get no money. Can't get no money to buy
Right.
food.
So you get up every day and you find work.
Yes, I find work.
Excellent.
Work that's find me.
Yeah, that's
Not I
that's
find
a great.
work. Work that's find me.
Wow,
I
that's
don't find
powerful.
work.
That
Work
is
that's
powerful.
find me as a car washer. Work that's find
Find
me.
me, yeah.
That's find me.
Because you do
Huh?
a great job. I see
Yes,
how
I'm best car washer.
you're the
One
best
of the
car
best
washer.
car washers in Barbados.
Oh my God.
People
Huh?
just come and-
What happened? You believe he's the best car washer?
He's not. He's on the car, man.
You say he's not good?
He good, but he ain't all art.
No. No.
It's just sparking with a fucking Jenko. I got the It's probably
No, but darling.
But you say you're the best in Barbados.
Yeah, the best. Yeah.
You are the best.
He will give himself an opinion.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
But I never see him washing the car.
Right. He said he washed his car. He said he washed his car better than you, though.
All right. I can see he wash a car. I can see he come here and wash it. I can see he come in here and wash it. But miss, you good though? Otherwise,
Yes, I am good. Yes, I'm good.
Tell the MP, right?
Yeah, walk with you.
She must.
Mm-hmm.
She need to walk about around the district. Why she don't walk about around the district? She frightened. Nobody can do an MP nothing. An MP can walk through a district he won or she won. You hear me?
Yes.
Nobody's going. You know.
So you believe she needs to walk through more?
Well, she don't walk through.
Okay.
I never see her out here yet.
So where did you meet her?
Huh?
At her office?
I meet her up where she lives. I
Oh.
sell her mix, I tell you.
Right.
Next time I'll have a chat, but
All righty then.
Camera, but you still put me on camera, but that
No. I don't have you on the camera.
don't mean nothing.
Look, it's on the ground.
That don't mean nothing, though.
Yeah, I don't have you on the camera. Just your voice. I don't have you.
means nothing.
All right. Okay. All righty then.
Yeah, but I don't like to be on camera, show off on camera.
Yeah. No.
I'm not a spotlight.
No, you're not.
A spotlight is behind camera now.
Yes.
I'm
And
not
don't
the
do the actual work.
Okay, I'm not the spotlight.
Yes, you're not.
Yeah.
All right. You have
So
a lovely.
you have the next day and let the MP and tell her she must pass around the district often.
Tell her she
And
must
so-
what?
Tell her to pass through the districts and let the people see her.
Yes.
She don't do it. She
All
don't
right.
do it.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he was right. When I look, I saw his face right there. I picked him up by mistake. Okay, so he was right. I thought I didn't realize he was on. But he knew that he was on camera. Sorry, my friend. But you didn't say anything. Nobody's gonna hurt you. We don't edit the videos. We just put them out raw. But I know it's past the time. But I just had to banter between them and just hearing them. Those are four. Those were four men that I spoke with, and only one out of them that said that they were going to vote. And I spoke to four men. Sorry, did I say four? What was it? 1, 5. Right? Five men, and one says that they're going to vote. The rest of the 4 said they're not. Just some thoughts from you guys, from Mr. Ray, from Mr. Bob, before we close.
I was just wondering, as you tested the waters of public opinion in that manner, you talk about 1 or 5 men. What has been the reaction, or what has been the proportion for women or females for women? How many of them are voting or not voting? What has been the distribution of their years and days?
I will have to pay more attention to that, Murray.
Okay.
I went out to do that kind of thing, but turned out to this humanitarian thing that threw me off.
Okay.
A little bit, but what I went out to do is exactly what happened here, is what I wanted to do.
Okay.
But oftentimes, if I had more time in that community, what would happen? Because the evening was coming up, they would say, "Ma'am, can you go around the corner here, meet Mr. Thing, come and meet this other person suffering," and then it takes off course, which is fine. I don't mind, but I will look out for that tomorrow.
Yeah.
But a number of them said that people are saying they're not voting. Is what is happening. Yeah. Go ahead, Mr. Bob.
I can understand the level of frustration at this point in time, because some of them were highlighting that the MP does not pass through. They don't see them. They only see them on television, and that's so unfortunate. And I hope that those persons who are aspiring to fill the new or get in as new representative will understand that we are in a, and has always been, that your constituency representative make time to interact with the persons, the people who give them the vote, and they have constituency offices that is paid for by the taxpayers' money, and you have to make that. You cannot be too busy to neglect the people and allow people to say that we don't see you, you don't do anything for this constituency, and to highlight some of the ills that we saw tonight and the concerns. That must be a thing of the past, and I'm asking those persons who are now seeing or probably watching before, that they hold all politicians, elected officials accountable for representing represent their needs, because that is what we sent them there for.
Yes. It causes us, I believe, to have we need to have a serious discussion about representation. And there's something that I'm working on, Mr. Murray, that was shared with me from someone from the diaspora, a proposal, Mr. Bob, that I want to put out there as we think about Tiger, and use that, the situation with Tiger, the 80-year-old man that is living in deplorable conditions, to be the catalyst to ask for a certain type of representation that we should put before all of the parties. And I went in with a camera now, and I'm telling you, in 6 months time, I want to go back to I want to go back to as many of these places again to hear what has happened, seen a change, regardless of who is there. Now we have the age of social media, we have camera, we're going to tell on them. And I don't care who it is, I don't care which who it is. You hear what I tell you? When February 12th, this show continues. And we're going to go back into the constituency and we're going to hold them accountable. I'm hoping by the next show, I could be able to complete the suggestion that came from a Bajan in the diaspora, a dumpling from the diaspora, and to how to use the tiger story to be a catalyst for, seeking for that kind of change. Folks, I will say, though, that I hear these persons here will say they're not voting, but I believe that, that you should vote. I believe that we have a list of questions here that you can interview, at least have an interview, have a talk with the person that is wanting to represent you. Because a vote not voting is a vote for what is still there. I think they need to send a message to this government. A message needs to be sent to this government, and to say that we see you and we feel you and we know what is happening. We know what you have done to us. We know what you have not done to us. We're not stupid. It is your right to use that pen and to send a message. I say vote for them. And if you vote for another representative and you put that representative in and they're not doing what they're doing, then you vote out. It is always your right to do it. And the last thing I see, Mr. Murray has, the last thing I say before I go back to Mr. Murray is this. Don't focus on the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister is not down in St. Philip South, right? The Prime Minister is not the representative for the Orleans. Focus on the representative that you have there. Look at what they are doing and ask yourself, compared to what you have, okay, you didn't do the job, well, I'm going to fire you. You have the authority to fire them. Don't because they put the Prime Minister's poster with the poster, they're going to get away with it. Okay? You did a good job. Dwight Sutherland, you didn't do a good job in St. George, right? South. So therefore, you're fired. And if Ms. DeJohn comes in and she doesn't do a good job, fire her. Simple. Yeah. Mr. Murray, yes.
No, I'm just poised to see what happens next. This whole electoral process. I really am quite disturbed by this thing that surrounded the EBC. I least expected it because, like we spoke about, our historical record of above board elections. And I like I say, all the other institutions have suffered decline and some irreparable damage. I would not like to see that happen to the electoral board, because that is the foundation out of which all the representation and government spring. So I'm watching it very, very carefully to see what happens next.
Yes. Yeah. All right. We are going to close. We've gone way over time. We go into 10:25 these election nights.
Okay.
We make up for not having a show last night. We're 25 minutes over. But I know it's past Mr. Murray's bedtime.
Oh, definitely.
Mr. Murray, thank you for joining.
My bedtime is much later than you might think. My bedtime is 11:30.
Yes. I can't wait for you to see the video with Tiger. And it's an old that I just, his spirit is so beautiful. He's not, he just wants some help. He's still hopeful, but his situation is very bad. And if there's anybody from UDC, you're listening, this is not partisan. This is an old man that needs help. If you can give me a call, we could take you to the house. We can send you the video. Anybody can help me because when I call, they're dry like that. I'm not getting any help. If you know somebody in the UDC that you can say, can you please speak to Marcia Weekes about Tiger. Please just don't think about Marcia. Don't label me with any party. I'm really to you about Tiger. All right. So I know it's difficult when you call there. You're not, I need a person listen to what is happening to Tiger. So let me know, please remember. Something just happened there. I tell you, it's crazy. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you. Yeah.
I don't know what's going on, but yeah. So folks, go out and support the different candidates as they are being nominated tomorrow, whichever the party is, especially the opposition. We're not promoting anything in the government, but there are lots of other opposition parties. Go out and support them. Yeah. All right.
Good night.
Okay. Good night, everybody. Good
Until
night.
next time.
Good night.
Right.
Good night. Good night.
Take it easy, Mr. Bob.
Bye. Love you, Barbados.
All right. Take care.
Yeah. This one for the people. Not the party, not the power, not the few. We flying blue. Gold and black. Always true. Stand up. Barbados. This is your fight too. They came with smiles and the Bible of change. Talk about transparency, but now it's all strange. Why red tape laws with no oversight? Penalties heavy if you don't show up right. Secret deals signed in executive rooms. No foyer, no integrity. Just doom. Millions spent, no watchdog in the yard. All they toss shots, but they playing it hard. Rising tides won't take what they steal. The people are restless, so can't you feel? Truth on the rise and we won't be silent. Voices of the many, yeah, we're getting violent. Stand up for your rights, for the freedoms won in struggle and fight. We not blue, yellow, orange or red. The only flag we wave got the sun overhead. United we stand, divided we fall. Barbados belongs to one and all, not to a party or an oligarch's game. We are the craftsmen of our faith. They talk about love, 230 deep, but power makes promises they don't keep. Backroom negotiation, a political game. While the people suffer, they're chasing their fame. We passing the mic, sharing the pain. Each story a shout. We won't go in vain. From the south to the north, we taking a stand. With unity and pride, holding hands across the land. Create a new vision. Rise from the ashes in the heart of our people. We'll turn up the flashes. Stand up for your right, for the freedoms won in struggle and fight. We not blue, yellow, orange or red. The only flag we wave got the sun overhead. United we stand, divided we fall. Barbados belongs to one and all, not to a party or an oligarch's game. We are the craftsmen of our faith.
Hear the cries of the youth, hear the elders call. Don't let the system make us feel small. Together through music, through rhythm and rhyme, we'll carve out a world where justice will climb.
So let's rise like the sun, illuminating our way, with truth as our armor, justice in play. Barbados, we're here, we're claiming the light. Stand up, embrace the power tonight.
Hear the cries of the youth, hear the elders call. Don't let the system make us feel small. Together through music, through rhythm and rhyme, we'll carve out a world where justice will climb. So let's rise like the sun, illuminating our way, with truth as our armor, justice in play. Barbados, we're here, we're claiming the light. Stand up, embrace the power for God. So let's rise like the sun, illuminate our way, with truth as our armor, justice in play. Barbados, we're here, we're claiming the light. Stand up, embrace the power tonight.